All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Supermarket Prep. I hope you guys are having an amazing morning. Hopefully, you guys had an incredible day yesterday. Good morning, Peter. How you doing today?
Hey, good morning, Carlos. I am doing great. I'm actually just looking at the mail this morning. My wife picked up the mail. I can't tell you the last time I got the mail from the mailbox. My wife always does it. And we have a different system that I think you used to get home delivery of mail, right?
Yeah. Um,
Yeah.
wait.
Okay.
You say home delivery like this another option for mail.
There is. Like we
Oh,
haven't
okay.
had home delivery in decades in Canada. Basically, they have what they call super mailboxes. They have these big mailbox, like a fixture in a mailbox
Like
from an
a
apartment
like
building.
an
But
Amazon type box situation where you go
I
pick up your.
guess
Yeah. Okay.
sort of, but they sit on street corners and then, even in rural neighborhoods, and you just go to the communal mailbox. It makes it easier for them to deliver. They don't have to go to each house for each neighborhood. They just go to one of these mailboxes. Sometimes they're big, like bus shelter things with tons of them. Sometimes there's only a
Okay.
couple of
I
dozen. So,
like in condominiums
so
has this. They
anyways,
have this here in condominiums. They have like a
s-
big mail thing. Yeah, I
sort
know what you're
of.
talking about. Okay. Yep.
Here we do it everywhere. Anyways, we've been doing it for
Mm.
for decades. So anyway, so I just never get the mail. But I found this on my desk. It's a flyer. Canadian Tire. Look at that. Canadian Tire. Anyways, people still use flyers? I haven't looked at a flyer in years. I didn't even know that they still made these, to be honest, because my wife just puts like actual mail on my desk, and the rest of it, I guess, goes into the recycling. I never look at it. So I just realized, look, there's a flyer with like everything from they got they got bicycles in here. We've got engine oil. We've got, deep fryers. This is Canadian Tire. They sell everything. Anyways, it's weird.
It, it
I
it
didn't,
is.
I wonder if that advertising still works. I can't imagine it pays off. People still look at it. Maybe they do. Maybe it's just me. Anyways, all right.
Yeah. Yeah. I think. Hey, listen. Uh, horse used to be the number one transportation method, but there's still some people
Yeah.
using horse to get around as their number one way of you know of traveling. So there's somebody out there still
Unless you're
using this.
Amish, who's using a
Yeah.
horse to get anywhere?
Oh, trust me, somebody still lives in the world.
So
They look at you.
somebody's
They're
still
writing
using
on
a
their
horse.
laptop right now, looking at Peter. Too cozy in Canada. Let's just look at the laptop, ready to
Don't
type in. Yeah.
Don't gallop and text at the same time, people.
Yeah,
That's
don't
dangerous. You
don't
could.
break your don't mess up your back while you're trading and galloping.
Uh,
Friends, over to
all right.
trainterminal.com, brought to you by brought to you by trainterminal.com. Over to your scappers list this morning, and you can see a little more settled than what we've seen over the last couple of days. I mean, there's been a lot on here, both up and then down, both sides of the fences here. Today's a little more calm for now. The things could change very quickly in the environment that we are in, obviously. But we'll look at what's gapping up in a second. I see the trade deck back up here with 21% up this morning, and I see some good tickers, not good tickers, but good numbers on the downside of things as well. So we'll dive into all of that. But before we do so, Peter, let's go into our U.S. economic calendar and see what we got going on today.
Actually, yeah, I need to update that because we just had a bunch of data that came out and focused on jobs, and how many jobs, or maybe we should go the other way, jobless claims. Well, it's a little bit of a mixed picture. Slightly better on the short-term initial jobless claims, slightly worse on the continuing jobless claims. So as you can see, 213,000 versus 215 on the initial jobless claims, and 1.865 reported versus 1.85 on the continuing. So, bottom line, they're both about around target. Other numbers that came out, we were looking for the import and export price index. Both were expected to be at 0.3%. They came in at different numbers, 0.2% for the import and 0.6% increase for the export, which that's actually good news. The U.S. wants to be exporting more than they're importing. Looks like the numbers are leaning in that direction, so that's good. At 10 a.m., we do have factory orders that come out. Market largely ignores that, as it does with most of these data points. It's been a while since we've had jobless claims that have really, sort of deviated from whatever the forecast is, and the market has already, sort of factored the forecast in. So, It just feels, Carlos, we do this every morning, but it feels like it's have decreasing importance on the market, whatever the economic data is, which I don't
Yeah.
know what to make of that other than it just seems to be what it is. The market,
It
the
doesn't care as long as if
it
it's
doesn't
like in
care.
line or slightly off. It doesn't really
Yeah.
care too much. You know when it started, Peter? I remember when it started. It was when the government shutdown happened, and the market
Government
just kept
shutdown. Yeah.
working. The market just kept working like
Yep.
nothing changed. We didn't have the reports for a month and change. Who cared? Market still did what it did. So now it's probably
Well,
like, well, we don't really need your information unless you have something off the wall.
that's what I feel
Who
like.
cares? Earnings? Well, how are the companies
I
doing?
feel like Wall
Major
Street
news on
said,
stocks?
yeah,
Yeah, screw you. You
yeah,
know.
we
So
we don't need that. We don't care what the rest of the world is
yeah,
doing. We're gonna do what we're gonna do. Damn it! And
that's it. That's it. We don't
well,
need no stinking
anyway,
roads. So that's exactly what it did. All right,
yeah.
let's go to it, friends. TTD. These guys had earnings not so long ago, right? And I believe we were talking about them just recently, or am I confusing this with something else? I know we are just talking about these
Uh,
guys, right?
maybe.
It was like
They
last
did. I
week or
think
so,
last week or the week before they had
right?
earnings. So yeah,
Correct.
that's
I
not
think it
what
was
we're
here.
talking about here. Here,
Yeah.
the
So
CEO has shown confidence in the company, and the market seems to like that. So the CEO is buying 6.4 million Class A shares worth about 148 million dollars. So that's interesting. The CEO who should have the best view as to what the prospects of the company are, saying, look at this. We have slid so far. I think it's a great buying opportunity. And so far, it's proven to be good because that buy has propelled the company higher by 21% from 25 to 30 bucks. And yeah, it's up this morning. So his $148 million investment is already worth 100 well, almost 200 million. So there you go. That's how you make 50 million overnight right there.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. So good for him. TTD doing very good this morning, up 21%, 5.6 million shares trade. Looks better than what it did on their earnings this morning. So if you like this one, put it on deck for sure. Peter, you're gonna be watching it. Numbers look good. Pre-market looks good.
I don't know. Yeah, you know what? The TTD is one that like I've watched it so many times and it rarely does anything interesting. This type of news is probably not going to keep it moving all day. However, the fact that we are up the 21%, it'll be interesting to see how the market responds to this, whether they think it's overdone and pulls it back down or allows it to stay here. So yeah, I guess I will be watching it. I don't have high hopes we're going to get a good big momentum trade off of it, but might be worth to watching.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it on the secondary, guys. Let's see what comes out of that one this morning. Continuing here, SOC is the next one on deck. Oh, look at this! Got a little action going on here. Up 15%, 200. Wow, that's a very little volume for the way this thing is moving. Only 208%. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, 208,000 shares trade is what I meant to say there, and 74 million shares flow. So it's not a low flow, but we are getting some movement here. Sable Offshore is the name of the company. Peter, what's driving these guys today?
That's a good question. I don't see anything specific. We all know what's happening with the oil and gas prices, that they're going up. And I haven't seen it at the pumps yet, by the way, but I'm surprised. I thought it was supposed to hit already. I did get gas last night, and the prices were reasonable. I was actually at a gas station last night, Carlos, around 11
Yeah.
o'clock at night. And I have to admit, I don't go out late much anymore. And 11
Yeah.
o'clock is late for me to be out
Mm.
and about. And I was getting gas, and I didn't have dinner, so they had a little fast food joint at the gas station. So I got some and I sat there and I was watching the giant lineup for the car wash. People were waiting like an hour and a half in line, based on my calculations. They were waiting an hour and a half for a car
Yeah.
wash, 11 p.m. on a Wednesday night. Like that just seems a ridiculous use of your time.
It is. Well, you
But
sit
anyway,
there and you scroll. You doom what they call doom scrolling. You sit there and you scroll
yeah.
on Instagram. You could kill an hour very quickly. But yeah, man, it's a big thing. There's a 24-hour car wash here. You could just pull into the thing. It does it itself. Peter, I've been there at 12 midnight because I want to skip the lines. There's a damn line of people washing their cars. And the reason for it is because if you commute, you probably don't do this. If you commute every day, I get out and take the kids to school every day. Your car's full of this white nastiness. And you're constantly rubbing your coat on it, and it gets on the kids, because of the snow and the salt. So washing the car, you have to do it if you're commuting, because else you're gonna be looking like a
Get it.
snowman every day. It's a pain. But yeah, it's crazy. It's insane. I get it. I
I
get it.
get it, but it just seems to I don't know. Anyways, I'm not willing to spend the time, I guess. So I actually went down to the self car wash, which was completely empty because nobody wants to do the work on their own, and I washed my car in like 3 minutes flat. So it didn't seem to be. Anyways.
That's good.
It is what it is. But we digress. Sable Offshore was the topic here that brought me there, and really, they had some interesting. They applied for an emergency permit to try and just get a little bit of advantage over their competitors, and that was denied because they said they don't need an emergency permit. We already have infrastructure to refine and produce gas. It was a good attempt for them. It was sort of like nice try, but but that got denied. So why is it jumping up specific? I don't have it on my list, interestingly, Carlos, for whatever reason. But you're
Hmm.
you're right, it's moving. I don't know. I
Yeah.
think that we'll probably have better things. It is moving now though. Like we had a couple like yesterday. We were watching the crazy one yesterday. Sort of the VCIG. What's it up to
VCIG.
today?
Yeah. Oh, it
Nothing.
came back to like $0. Like this thing,
Yeah.
VCIG, after
Yeah.
20 halts.
Yeah.
Look at this here, man. Wow.
Yeah.
It's
It
lower
was.
than what it was before it started this thing.
I know.
515.
Like pre-market, it was great, and look what happened, eh? It just sold off while halting all the way down all day yesterday. Anyways,
Yeah.
SOC, I just figure yes, it's moving, but even if I look, your 5 minute chart looked good, but I'm looking at a 1 minute chart here in my screen, and it doesn't look so good. So yeah, I think
Yeah.
I don't need it. We're gonna move on.
Yeah, fun is over. Hard to borrow SSR. I mean, it's just all the flags are done with this thing. Here's one that's been pretty active. PDYN is another one. We were talking about this in chat just a moment ago. Another high flying one this morning in the pre-market session. You can see up 15%, but was high as almost 30. I saw it, 29 or so. But at the moment, we are giving some of that back from the highs of the pre-market at around 10.99. Peter, not sure what the news is, but clearly very active. Float on this one a little bit lower, 29 million shares float on this ticker.
Yeah, this is a company called Paladine. And Paladine, again, it's too close to sci-fi names that makes me nervous, but it's an AI company. They had earnings this morning. Looks like they had a good quarter. They beat their numbers. Their guidance looks good for 2026. Not great, to be honest, but it looks okay. You got to keep in mind, this is a small company, but I guess one that's growing like a lot of AI if you manage to find a customer or so. Their sales last year, 4 million. Their projected sales for 2026, 24 to 27 million. So clearly they're in a big growth mode. The market likes that. They're popping up. I'm not sure if it's going to be tradable all day, but it's got good volume. Like its average volume is about 2 million shares. It's already traded 14. So clearly it's in play today much more than most days. We could put it on a secondary. I can't imagine actually bothering to trade it. I almost never do myself. But if you don't mind low float style stocks, this might be your cup of tea.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll skip this one for me. Personally, I don't like it. AMPX is the next one on here, friends. Up 8.8, 614,000 daily as well, showing some strength here over the last couple of days. And again, not bad. It's okay. Not great on the volume, but for the most part, you can see it's a lot of movement on here. The float on it is 125 million, so not a low float, just a little bit lower price. New York Stock Exchange is where it sits, but on the fence, Peter. Pre-market looks not so great.
No, what are all these like weird companies that are showing up on our list today? It is way down on the earnings list. We had a ton of earnings, by the way, this morning, and this is one of them. They reported earlier they beat their numbers, top and bottom line. Again, this is a company with 25 million worth of sales in the quarter, 70 on the year, roughly 73 last year. Um, so yeah, the numbers were good, but keep in mind the size of this company. So it's relatively small. The float is much bigger than you'd think, actually. It's 111 million shares I see here. But yeah, I don't know. It's earnings, sure, but no thanks.
All right. Continuing CRDO, actually CRDO. This is Credo Technologies, and as you can see here, we are up 8.4, 375,000. We've seen this one on our list plenty of times before, and again, I'm not a big fan of the way it trades in the price action. It can move quite a bit. You can see some of these candles are easily $5 to $10, very very easy, but again, with that usually comes low volume, wider spreads, which creates a very unpredictable price action activity. So I don't like it for those reasons. We've seen this many, many times, Peter, but today they're getting a little bit of a pop, some volume to go along with it. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I always get nervous when I see this is a Credo Technologies. It's a semiconductor company out of the Cayman Islands. As soon as you're based in the Cayman Islands, I got to think you're sketchy. It must be tough running a legitimate business out of the Cayman Islands. But anyways, I think it's a sympathy move. Largely, they're moving because Broadcom had their earnings. We'll get there. They're right below them on the list. And Credo is tied to Broadcom, so they've got some business together. And Credo being a much smaller fish, their stock floats higher when Broadcom does well. So the expectation is with Broadcom suggesting that they're going to have bigger orders and more business coming forward. That's going to be good for Credo as well. So I think if you want to trade the master of these two, you probably go to Broadcom. But Credo's in play, like you said. We've seen it on the list. Usually, it's only earnings that this thing pops up, and the volume just feels a little too low for it to be an active going concern, in my opinion.
Yeah. With that, let's go right to it. AVGO. We're right on here, guys. This is up 5.32 million shares traded. This one, although it doesn't trade great every day, has given us some good opportunities. We have put it on the list in the past, and when it's in play, man, it can move. It can trade well. The price action is not bad. Again, just got to give it a decent stop, wide stop, or else you could get wiped out pretty quickly. As far as hitting your stop, and still get the move that you're expecting. So today, good volume this morning, Peter. Obviously, some news behind, as you just kind of mentioned.
Yeah, well, they had earnings, and it's great all the way around. Broadcom's a happy group this morning. They beat their numbers in the last quarter. Their forecast looks good. They project over $100 billion in AI revenue. Their AI revenue doubled in this quarter to 8.4 billion. So that they're one of the few companies that is actually making money off of AI, right? There are a few of them, obviously, like most of the semiconductors. The chip producers at the front end of this are making money. If you've got an operating data center, you're making money. If you're building data centers, good luck. I mean, I hope it all works. It just feels like, Carlos, we're building more data centers than we are housing, and it feels. Anyways, we talked about this in the past. We'll see what happens, but it doesn't matter for this morning. Broadcom is doing great. They say even their growth rate is even accelerating, and they expect like next year, they're forecasting like another 140% growth year. So it's we'll see. We'll see how they do. But for this morning, they're happy, happy, happy. I noticed they're pulling back here in the last few minutes, but I think this is absolutely worth watching at the open. Let's see what Broadcom does today.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it on here. Might not be on a primary list. Again, I like them, but they're not like super great compared to other stuff that I like to watch. But we'll see. Let's see what I end up doing with them. A Lab is on here as well. These guys are up 5%. They should have you, Amy. Again, I'm not a big fan of these two, Peter. So I'm just gonna go to you, see if you want to talk about these, or do you have anything else you'd rather look at? What is on your list, my friend?
Yeah, I took a look at both of these, and I don't love them. Just the way they trade, there's just not enough. UAMY, we know, has been on our list several times. Neither one of these, I just don't think they give good trading opportunities. So I was thinking that, like, why is UAMY, right? This is United States Antimony Corp. We looked at them. It was sort of they're one of the rare earth metal type companies. Why are they moving today? Well, they were given a something called a Defense Production Title Act 3 funding. So basically, they got an extra $27 million to produce antimony. I guess it's needed for a number of products, especially military products. So they were given a special award by the Department of War to improve their mining operations. So they know the right people. They grease the right palms and got their award. So there is interesting news on it. I don't know it's going to translate into volume. It also happens to trade on the American Stock Exchange. We don't talk about that one very much. It just tends to be a little more expensive to trade, and the volume is less fluid compared to a NASDAQ trader, for example. So UAMY and ALAB, not of interest. Gap up. We talked about the top ones that were on my list for this morning. I noted, like, we got a lot of red, so we've been oscillating back and forth pre-market. You notice this week, right? A lot of green yesterday, a lot of red on Tuesday. So now we're back to the red today. It looks like most things are in the red. Google is a notable exception, that they are just sitting not hugely green, but a little green here this morning. And they basically, the big news there is, I think they had a settlement. Their Play Store, all these stores, they seem to, like, have these antitrust, non-competitive lawsuits against them. Apple, of course, has had quite a few. Um, Carlos, are you out there? Can you switch us to Google? We've been stuck here in A-Lab for a while. Anyways, there we go. Anyways, they've reached a settlement, which just means that now it's known how much they're going to have to pay, I guess, and what it's going to do for their profitability going forward. And this settlement is with a company called Epic. Anyways, and they cut their standard in-app fees to 20%, plus an extra 5% administration fee for Google billing. So, anyways, they've reduced their fees, but I'm surprised to see Google gapping up on that news. But I guess it's the certainty, right? The uncertainty is the big drag. Once you get certainty on these big lawsuits, the companies seem to be popping up recently. So that's it. Like, most things are in the red. We're gonna have to talk to them on the gap down. I did notice Coin and Hood are both green. Most of the, like, the pure play, I guess I'll call them, crypto stocks are not green today. They are down, and what's crypto prices doing? They're not bad, actually. 72.6 for Bitcoin this morning, which is up overnight. But the aggregators, I guess, the marketplaces that Coin and Hood run seem to be doing a little bit better. So they're both in the green if you like them. We talked about this yesterday, these ones, and they both actually made decent moves on the morning. But I didn't trade them, but I was keeping an eye on them, at least through the afternoon. I did take a peek back at them. I said, "Oh, look, they moved well." So yeah, if you like these and you want to trade something alongside, they're both looking good this morning.
All right, there you go, friends. If you like them, put them on your list. Again, I think Coin and Hood can trade very well, and I might add one of those to my list. We'll see. All right, gap down, guys. Got a bunch of stuff on here this morning. Help. I didn't even know that was a ticker, but here's Help leading the way now, down 24%. Look at this. Cybin is the name of the company. So Help is here gapping down 24%, 578,000 shares traded. Low flow is 37 million, so a little bit on the lower side. I will consider this a low flow, and we're just not getting a whole lot of volume for what I would like to see for a stock like this one, Peter. So Help is not helping itself move higher here. What's the latest and greatest?
Huh.
What do they do? I'm curious too. I'm gonna look that up. What does
I'm
help
curious
do?
as to what's going on because you're right. When I look at my trading platform, it says it's called Cybin Inc. If I look it up in the news feed, it says it's a company called Hellas Pharma.
Hmm.
So I did they change names recently? Is there I'm not sure what's going on. So I assume that we're talking about the same company. Because Hellas Pharma, anyways, which seems to be help in the news, um, posted positive phase two top line results for a drug, but it seems like the market's not buying it, I guess. I don't know. I'm a little confused here. Why does it have a different name?
I think they rebrand. I'm here seeing some stuff about rebranding
Simon,
back in the
yeah.
beginning of the year.
It
Yeah.
looks like sometime in November, December, they changed names because they used to be called Cybin. I guess our platform hasn't updated their name yet. So, anyways, I guess they didn't like the name Cybin. They think Hellas Farm is a better one. Well, it's not doing well for them today, and in any event. Yeah, so they had drug news, and while they reported it positive, the market is pushing them down this morning. I don't like the drug news trades. So, thanks, but no thanks.
Yep. All right. And here, friends, we do have StubHub down today 15%, 298,000 shares traded. So taking a bit of a hit here. I don't think I ever um, traded this or even had it on my list. Does sit on the New York Stock Exchange. Volume seems a little bit lighter than what I personally like, around 5 million per day here. But today, Peter, they're gapping down from last night's activities.
Yeah, it's so weird for me to see StubHub publicly traded. Back in my early career, these were like our arch nemesis. But anyways, they did report earnings, and they let's see, I get they missed their earnings per share and their revenue. So I guess ticket sales are down, or at least the resale of tickets are down. And they're not doing. I've never tried to trade them. I don't even know what would this possibly trade like? Oh, that doesn't look good. 3 million shares on average per day. The pre-market doesn't look good. Wow, they've been down in the dumps here for a while now. Well, they only went public last year. So, all right, that's why I didn't know they were publicly traded because they just became publicly traded in September. Yeah, I again they had earnings. It wasn't good. I'm not putting it on my list.
Yeah. I don't like it either, friends. Let's see what else is good here. Oh, Bat L is um, taking a bit of a dive here. So down 14%. This thing was up pretty big over the last couple of days, as you guys know, with all the oil and everything going on. And here, taking a bit of a dive, down 14% from the high as 30 just 2 trading days ago, back down to 15. So again, I think it's going to continue to be unstable like this. Is it tradable? Probably not. Hard to borrow on this one. I know there were some trading taking place 2 days ago, and the pre-market action too was pretty nice. Now on the way down, it's not as clean, and the volume starts to die down, so you can see on the daily. So again, not as easy to trade going into the next couple of days unless things pick up with it. So, Peter, probably not much to see here. We kind of know what's going on. It won't be on my list.
No, I agree. I think the fun is over, everybody. Nothing to see here. Move along. BATL is done. I mean, you never know. It could jump. It might be one if you like low floats, it might be worth keeping this around just to see what happens with it because you never know. They can get these last gasp, moves, but I don't think it's going to happen, but it could.
Yeah, yeah. All right, let's continue, friends. NPT. What is this? Oh, this is garbage. This is not looking good. Texon Holdings. It's probably not the Texon that we know, but this one is up in the last 2 days and just kind of moving sideways here. Very low volume, even on these big moves, like on the daily. You're barely seeing anything here. So again, careful. Float on this one's got to be tiny. It is 2.9 million shares flow, so very low. Very low, not gonna fit my criteria. I'm leaving this one alone today.
Yeah, apparently they will have issues, I guess, because of the tensions and the problems in the Middle East. their plastics and chemicals supply chain is being interrupted. So, yeah, not enough for us to want to jump into this.
Yeah. All right, let's hop around a little because I want to get to some of the better stuff that we have on this list. I do see Rigetti on here. I see Baba, JD CoreWeave, which has been very active in the last couple of days. I see some quantum stuff, as I mentioned earlier, QBTS. Peter, anything else you like on this list on the gap down side of things? I see some better names towards the bottom here.
IREN, which was on there and just below what we were looking at, it can sometimes trade better than you'd think. It gets good average volume. It pops up here quite regularly. Today they're raising more money. They keep wanting to raise money. They've got plans to build out a 150,000 GPU AI cloud environment, and they're using all the NVIDIA B300, which is not their top. I don't think that's their top range chip. It's sort of the next level chips. But anyways, but they said they're going to raise another $6 billion because they just made another 50,000 GPU commitment. I mean, that's got to be news. That, music to NVIDIA's ears. They could care less if IREN succeeds or fails. Obviously, they'd want them to succeed because then they'll keep buying things. But the fact that they've committed to buy another 50,000 GPUs at the high-end GPUs is good news. So the fact that, basically they're raising money to hand it over to NVIDIA. NVIDIA's like, sounds good to us. You go find us money. So,
Yeah.
anyways, that's good news, I suppose, long term for NVIDIA. But this is exactly what NVIDIA is doing around the world, right? They got all these companies committing to huge buys so that they can continue their production and continue being the powerhouse that they are. So I ran down this morning. It can provide decent trading opportunities. Yesterday, it did make made one decent move, but it wasn't easy to get into. You just never know. Iron's another one of those companies where it can be okay, but you just never know on which day it's going to be okay. Just because it's gapping down this morning and hit our list doesn't mean today is that day. So.
Yeah. Agreed.
Uh,
Agreed.
Other than that, you're talking quantum. Yeah, I noticed that quantum. I mean, quantum is just. I think it's just going to move. It sort of ebbs and flows with the tide. I find I don't see any particular news rationale for it that's moving this market. I think when the market sort of goes red, often these go red. When they go green, these jump up a little more than average. So they're just a little more sensitive to the moves because they're most of these quantum companies are low revenue, sort of early stage companies that are expected to do well years from now. So everything that happens is speculation. As you know, speculation is a little more tentative. So um, we'll see what happens with them. I'm not putting them on my list today. I don't have any particular reason to believe they're going to be extra good. Semis are down today. Everything except Broadcom. So Broadcom was not enough to move the semis up. So I'm going to continue to watch Broadcom this morning because I just think that it's the most interesting one out there of the semiconductor sector, anyways. And it may get dragged down despite the good news. It might get dragged down if the market continues to be negative and Nvidia and the rest pull it lower. So. Other than that, everything else is red. All the usual suspects. PLTR, hey, that's been a good one, Carlos. Back on the PLTR
Yeah.
train.
Yeah.
We've been watching it the last few days. It made some moves yesterday. It's down with the market 1% today. Tesla down 1% today. Holding on to 400. I got to watch it. Tesla yesterday played all well above 400, but it's just 402, which means at the open it could very well spike below it if the market continues to be weak. We'll see where it goes. I'll be watching it.
Yeah.
Like,
So yeah, I see your comments, guys, about Rigetti and earnings last night. Yeah, I see that. Now these companies, Peter, they're in that stage where it's not about making money. It's just are they making some kind of progress, right? I mean, they're not profitable yet. It's just are things moving along, and do we expect them to be like the next best thing since sliced bread?
I see that they actually delayed their Cepheus 11008, sorry, 1-108Q launch. So anyways, they have to address stability issues ahead of general availability. So all right, so they're having some problems anyways with their 108 qubit. I love that they measure things in qubits. Anyways, chiplet system. These terms, man, they're awesome. So anyways, yeah, I guess there is some news on it. Like you said, how much is it going to move on this? Tough to say. I mean, you would think if it was like really disastrous, the fact that they've had to delay the launch and that this thing would be down more than 5%. But
Yeah, yeah. Sounds like normal business here, right? I mean, if they're able to figure this out, that this is not going to matter, right? This is going to be so far in the rearview mirror that it won't matter. So
I
if
mean,
they're able to figure it out and get to what they're expected to be in 5 years from now or so.
I'm just reading the details here. So they delayed the shipment of this system, but they literally have one customer for it. So the delay means that there's one R&D center that is going to get it late. So again, we got to keep in mind scale. These are still basically they're like beta test systems. So
Yeah. Yep. All right, friends, that does it for us on the Gappers list. Let's go to you guys, see what you guys like this morning. I have X, I have our chat, I have YouTube. Put in here what you want me to look at, and me and Peter will start looking at some tickers that you might like this morning that maybe we haven't talked about. As far as Rigetti being on the list, I don't know. I do like Rigetti. I think it can trade very well. So I probably will put it on a secondary list. But Quantum hasn't been great lately, though, for me personally. Right? I haven't seen, like, we had a period with Quantum, as you guys know, that was incredible. QUPCS, Rigetti, all these stocks were just go, go, go. And then they just kind of died down a little bit, right? But can this spark it here? I doubt it, because on top it's not even positive news, it's negative news. So I don't think it's going to trail that well. So
we need Jensen to put on his leather coat and make some more comments, because that's really what popped it last time.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I agree. So we need him to do that. What else, friends? So that's Rigetti. Let's see what else we have here. What do you guys like this morning? The NVIDIA, of course, on deck. Absolutely. IREN. We spoke about IREN. I don't, Peter, I know you mentioned what's going on there. This one could be more interesting. I like the volume. I like the pre-market action. Maybe a secondary. I'm not sure. I usually don't like the way it trades, but today they have news and they could be in play. But I think I could find something better than these guys. So let's see. El Patron is giving us NP. Let's see what NP is up to. Whoa.
No, he's MP or NP?
He said NP, but I think he probably said no problem to someone, because this is going to get a garbage truck really fast here. Is that no problem to somebody else? Usually when you put things like that, I think they're tickers. That's probably no problem.
MP, do we still want to not talk about MP?
No, I'm over it. I think we're up. You're over it.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah, we're good. We survived. That was the last time both you and I, at the same time, live on YouTube, lost our discipline, rules, and everything. We just traded the heck out of it. But yeah. We're past that MP there. All right, continuing. What else, friends? Not much, from YouTube X. I don't see you guys throwing out any tickers. And if that's the case, that's okay. I mean, there's not a whole lot that's heavily in play this morning. Let's look at the travel sector real quick, because I know that's being impacted with everything else. I saw a pop-up from Bloomberg. 23,000 flights canceled in the last couple of days due to the event. And I wonder if that includes some of the snow stuff that happened the week before, because we got just 3,000 canceled here when we had the snowstorm, right? So I wonder if that includes that. But 23,000 so far is the most in history in a certain amount of period of flights canceled for that quick span, right? Not in history, because we had more, obviously. Well, no, it was not canceled. COVID was different. Those were not cancellations. Those were a whole different situation there. But yeah, so American Airlines, I see it down here a little bit, not by much, really. United Airlines down slightly. Not a big impact as you would think with these American Airlines, American carriers. So maybe not such a big deal for these guys. All right. Okay. Anything else, friends? Amazon. People are looking at that one. Let's take a look. Amazon down slightly, 631,000 shares traded. I don't really see it in play. I mean, it's pretty flat right now. We'll have to wait for the market open to see where it goes. And that's kind of what you're seeing across the board when you look at Meta, when you look at NVIDIA's got a little more movement in it towards the downside, so a little bit different there. That's why I have it on my list. But when you look at Meta, when you look at Google, they're pretty quiet right now. Let's take a look at one that normally doesn't move a lot, but Microsoft. Microsoft has been trading much, much better in the last couple of days, and you guys have been calling out some really good opportunities. It does take a bit to get going, though. Like if you notice, it does the choppiness, and then boom, takes the nice little move. So Microsoft definitely on a secondary for me. I don't think it's a primary one, but I would like to keep it on the list for today. And last one that didn't see you guys bring up is Tesla. What is Tesla up to today? It's our good buddy that we always like to watch. Oh, they're down 1%, Peter. They're down pretty good here. Not much volume, only 857,000, which is not a lot for Tesla in the pre-market, but I will add it to our list here. How is I see you guys mentioning TTD. TTD, yeah, I'm gonna move this up, guys. I think TTD today's their day. This is trading very well. Yeah, today's the day for the trade desk, which would have been such a great name for an actual desk company that does trading desks for traders. I mean, that's on the spot there. But TTD, NVIDIA, AVGO, PLTR, Tesla for me this morning. And I got Microsoft and IREN, and I'm sure we can ask some more. I see you guys mentioning Apple. Apple had their event. I haven't looked at the products that they came out with yet, but they came out with laptops. People don't care about laptops. They really don't. It's not a big driver for them. They care about phones and everything else. But I don't think computers makes a difference for Apple. It's just something they have just to have. I don't think it's something big like their phones is. But yeah, I'll take a look at their product and see what they have going on there. MU is another one, friends, you could look at. I could put on a secondary right next to Microsoft, and we can add more a little bit later. But first, let's head over to our community events. Let's go to bearwithtraders.com. You can always head there and get the latest and greatest. And oh, wait a minute, I forgot to turn this on. It's gonna come on in a second. I forgot to turn on something here. But you can head over to bearwithtraders.com, click on webinars, and you can see what's happening for the next 2 weeks. And I just want to point out, we got this nice little funded tab here. So if you go to bearwithtraders.com, you click on this funded tab. I also gave you guys the link on YouTube here. You can click on here and see this new page that they're working on, and you can see all the payouts. Up to 10,000, but you can see how the people ended up with their accounts, which is really nice, man. If you're able to make, if you're able to make money in 90 days, 3 months, that's a really good sign. If you're able to make money and keep it, that's a really good sign. Even if you just made 5,000, that's pretty good. Pretty good. So check that out. Some cool information there for you guys. All right, Peter, what is happening for this beautiful Thursday?
Thursday, which means we focus usually on mentorship type activities here in the chat room. And we invite you, if you're a member, especially if you're an elite member, to join us on the various mentorship activities that we've got. At 11, we've got Lenny, who talks trend trading mentorship. At noon, we've got Jared, who talks option trading. And then tonight, we've got wait a second. Carlos, what's this? Are you doing a live webinar tonight?
I am. It's not my picture, but that's me. Yes, I am doing a 5 p.m. tonight trading terminal. I look like Nathan there, but
yeah. What's up with that? You're generally less. You're a little darker normally. It's
yeah, just a tad, a lot more facial hair.
Yeah. All right, but okay, look at that. So look, we've got a whole series of events. I was going to say that we have our normal Thor's mentorship happening tonight, because that's usually the focus of the evening. But we got 2 things for you that you can focus on tonight. If you want to go to a free webinar, you can join Carlos an hour after the market close. He'll be there with a beard. And he's going to talk about how you can use an all-in-one trading platform for your trading success. So maybe you can give us some details, Carlos. What's this? What are you going to be talking about there tonight? You're on mute.
Oops, sorry. So we're going to be talking about platform guides for our entry-level traders, especially on how to get started. What do you need, right? It's a lot of noise out there and all kinds of stuff you can get. So we're going to narrow it down here. Here's how you start. Scanners, platform, the tools you need, and just keep it very nice and simple. So about 45 minutes to an hour. We'll try to leave some time for questions. So definitely join us. It'll be a lot of fun. But it's geared to our newer traders looking to get into trading and on what they actually need. So looking forward to it. Should be fun.
Excellent. So as you can see, you might see there's a link there. If you don't have the link, all you have to do is go to tradingterminal.com, look for the webinar little icon down in the bottom left-hand corner, and click on that, and you'll see it'll come up. It usually has a countdown timer. It'll tell you you know when you can go. So actually, the link, if you've got it, will put you right into the trading room, but or into the webinar room. Anyways, so we got four things today, right? 11, 12, 5 o'clock on Trading Terminal, and then back in the webinar room for our elite members with Thor this evening. So that's what we got going on. If you want to join us in Bear Bull Traders, we'd love to have you. Go to bearbulltraders.com, scroll down, you can see the different membership options available to you, from the intro to the elite annual. Pick the right package for you, and we'll see you soon in the chat room. Like some of our new members, we were talking towards the close of some of our new members yesterday, and one especially was doing great, had some great trades, was just doing fantastic. So it's always good to see individuals that are joining and saying, you know what, they're getting huge value from being here with us, and we love that. So thank you for being part of the community and part of the trading family. Carlos,
Yeah,
why don't we set some
guys.
levels? And we'll get the show on the road here. I'm eager for today.
Yeah, same here, my friend. Let's start with TTD, actually. Let's get some levels in place here. And Rapsil is asking what platform. So we'll be talking about, it's not platform specific related, right? So we'll talk about just the tools you need. And then I'm going to give you some suggestions of the ones that I personally like. Trading Terminal, what's on there for you, and also Dash Trader Pro is the one I use, right? So we talk about Trading Terminal and Dash Trader Pro specifically on those platforms, but it can apply to anyone, right? We got a lot of traders now that are using, they're using Webull, they're using Tradizilla, whatever. They're using all these different tools. And it's just, they join our community for the education part of it. Thinkorswim is a big one. So you can still join. It's a quick thing. No matter what platform you use, you can still join Bear Bull Traders and get the education part of it and still use your platform, depending on the strategies. Now, if you trade more like Andrew, Ryan, myself, or Peter, you're going to need a professional platform like Dash, right? So we'll talk a little bit about that later today at 5. I don't want to get too much into that, but doesn't matter what platform you're using. Come join us to see what tools you need, and we'll give you some other suggestions that can possibly be better for your strategy, right? So looking forward to you guys being there. All right, TTD, guys, it is in play. Normally, I don't watch this stock, but man, the pre-market hour here is pre-market session looking pretty good, up 23%, 6.8 million shares traded. Good news on their CEO doubling down on the company, and it's working for right now. Usually that stuff doesn't work as heavy, but for this one, for some reason, people are buying it. 31.39 is the high of the pre-market. 28.25 is the low of the pre-market. I'm going to slam a level right in between here, 29.82. So that'll be a good one there. Then towards the bottom, you do have the highs and lows all the way down here, taking care of business. But I will mark down this area, 26.75, in case we do drop lower. Towards the top, in case we do go higher, you got the big levels right here. Clearly 36.53 is a big one, and then I have 33.59. It's not a whole lot of touches on that price, but it's the only thing I have down here. Not a whole lot to go off between that 36.53 and that 33.59. So we'll keep it as like that, and we'll work with what we have here. Here's NVIDIA. Pretty easy on NVIDIA, and a lot of these Teslas, some of our usual suspects, they're just stuck going sideways between the highs and lows of the last 2 trading days. So on this one specifically, I'm just going to add the high of the pre-market, 183.43. Right now, we are creating a new low on NVIDIA, so I'm just going to mark what we have right now, 181.35. Let's see if that sticks. But if you look at the bigger picture, you're surrounded by the highs and lows. I don't think you really need to add anything else on this one. Keep it nice and simple. AVGO is next, and again, diving here after being as high as 342.24, which is your high of your pre-market. The low right now being created over the last couple of minutes, 330 exactly. And if you look at this daily, they don't have a great daily. It's very choppy, as you can see here. We'll try to do our best to get the best levels possible. I see 336.05 is good, and I have another one up here at 347.59. Again, this stock is a little tricky, but I think today they're looking pretty good for some possible day trading action. Another level to add 326.27. I think once you do that, you are pretty good here. All right, continuing next is going to be PLTR, which has been trading just amazing over the last couple of days. And you see it, right? We've been going sideways here for a bit, all of February. Into March, they've just been turning on the engines, man. They're really rocking. And you can see it here. Even in their pre-market activity now, you can see how much movement they have this morning. Love the pre-market, 150.61. The high is pretty much towards the high of yesterday, so I'm not going to worry about that too much. You got that right over here. You got the previous day close, so we don't have to worry about it. That's going to be the more important level, yesterday's high. And then if we go to the left here a little bit, level at 157.74 and another one over at 164.55. Towards the bottom, highs and lows. And we can add this level in case we lose yesterday's low, 145.28, a good spot there for PLTR. Last but not least is going to be our good buddy Tesla. Again, also seeing a little bit of weakness here. 401.70 is the low, and then once you do that, you're surrounded by the highs and lows of the last two trading days. And the previous day close is just slightly below the pre-market high. Your pre-market high of 406.87 this morning. So like this one too. Again, I think we got a great list, and we got some good possibles too. Microsoft, MU, and Iron this morning. Peter, I see a couple of our moderators with some names up here. What's the group looking at today?
Yeah, I'm just looking at the history of. I was trying to figure out why the trade desk is called the trade desk, and now I know. And anyways, I love how sometimes AI tools are trying to be like they're pretending they're like humans, and I'm not buying it. I went to ChatGPT and said, "Why is the trade desk named such?" And I got the answer. And then it tells you, if you're curious, I can also explain why the trade desk became so dominant in the industry. The story is pretty interesting. Really? Really, ChatGPT? You think it's an interesting story? I'm not buying that you think it's... Why would you say that? You're just trying to be my buddy? It's interesting. Is it? Anyways, never mind. I'm skeptical of everything. Let's talk about what our mods are watching. Not a lot of listens so far. Mike is just going to focus on the scanners. Megan is going to be watching Meta, NVIDIA, and MSTR. Gary is going to be watching Broadcom, TTD, and MSTR. I got to say, I'm going to be watching Broadcom and so AVGO and the trade desk. I like the way both are moving pre-market. So I think they've got good opportunities. I'm also going to keep an eye on the usuals. I think PLTR is still a good one that's in play. Tesla, and of course, NVIDIA. So those would be my top lists. Andrew says he's going to be watching Broadcom and, of course, the usual suspects of Tesla, AMD, and PLTR. So there you go. That's what we've got. Eamon is also watching the scanners, by the way. And Thor is going to be keeping an eye on Amazon. Not one that we talked about today, but always out there, always moving. So whatever you're watching, be smart, and hopefully you'll have a good trading day. We've got about 6 minutes here to the market open. So so whatever, you got time to do a little stretch, get yourself in a Zen spot. Let's get ready for that opening bell when the trading day officially kicks into gear.
Yeah, absolutely, friends. All right, we'll wait for Andrew and I'm not sure if Brian is joining us today, but wait for Andrew to hop on here.
I think Brian, he had surgery, right? We were talking about that yesterday.
Yeah, he did a surgery
I gotta imagine
yesterday.
He needs some recovery. Yeah.
Yeah, it's his shoulder. I mean, he could talk to the computer and tell it what to do. Go long, go short.
He's got to climb up the stairs to his little attic trading zone there, and then sit down.
He could crawl over. It's trading, man. You can't miss trading. This is trading. This is what we do. All right. No,
we'll
kidding.
See.
Hopefully, it's better.
See if he's here then.
Absolutely. All right. See, Andrew's ready to go, friends. Have a great trading day. We'll see you guys a little bit later. We're going to continue here on YouTube and X.
Hell, Brian, you think he's being a wimp by not being here? Come on, man. It's just
yeah, come on, man. It's just surgery. No, I know that could be painful. He made it sound like it was going to be a painful recovery. And again, as you get older, and he's a little bit older than we are, recovery is not the same. That's where things
that is
true. A big difference. Recovery. I mean, you take a simple fall and it's different. I mean, you stay up, late, and you feel it. You feel the difference in that on its own. Uh, Someone was asking me about DRLL, Latino Heat, New York NYC. Yeah, it's an ETF, right? So ETF for energy. I think there's a few of them that you can trade if you want to trade the sector. There's this one, and you also have, I think, as XLE, XLF. XLF is not it. No, XLE, XLE. So this one I think trades a little bit better. As far as ETF goes. So there's a
Energy,
lot of
yeah.
Yes, a couple of ETF energy sectors that are okay. And assuming for this, yeah, I'm assuming you're not looking to day trade. Probably looking because DRL is not probably a great day trading one. If you want a day trading one, there's probably better ones like XLE. But if you want to just trade the sector or swing it or something, any of these can work. But again, much different than what we do here as far as the day trading goes. So it won't be on our list, but I'm assuming you want to do something more long term and just kind of trade that sector a little bit. All right, with that, let's get ready for our market open.
Wow. I gotta say, I had dismissed PDYN. We talked about that. Paladine AI. But the
Yeah.
volume has continued to stay pretty high here. They're up to 15 million shares traded.
Mm,
It's not hugely directional. It's moving sideways, but I like the volume. I'm gonna maybe watch this one too, just to see what it does.
yeah. Yeah. Um, where's there's another one too that was popcorn worthy today. Which one was that one? Um, go
Uh,
back to the gappers list here.
CRDO? I don't know. That's
Actually, no, I think it was this one. I think it was this one. CRDO, no. So what I think about CRDO, hey, it's in play. I could put it on a secondary list. I mean, just for me to look at it later. But the few times I had this one on the list, the volume was very light and the spread was a little funky, right? So today could be better. I haven't watched it in a very long time, I admit. So I don't know if that has changed. But usually I don't find it to be a great day trading stock for the way I like the price action to be. So let's see. Let's look at it. We got space today on our secondary, so we can pull it up and see what we get here. ITMLX, yes, you will get your code today, my friend. Yep, today around 12:15. Around 12:15, I got two. I got you, and I got Barb, who won yesterday, and who else? Well, whoever wins today. So there'll be 3 codes being sent out today for the fund day account. So good luck, guys.
and
Yeah,
whoever wins today.
whoever wins today, absolutely, absolutely.
Getting I was opening the mail while we were talking, getting all these tax forms. It's tax time in Canada. Well, tax time's the end of April, I think, is when we have to submit by. But
Mm.
start all the tax forms are coming in late. They used to come in by the end of
That's
February.
it's a little late. We
Seems
we
like
got
now
them in I want to say a month ago. Yeah, actually,
yeah.
it's only beginning of March. It's not that bad. Not that late actually. Um, but about a month ago we got them all in here. Let's see, friends. All right, let's see what the action is. Andrew's in chat. Say good morning to the man, Andrew there. Let's bomb Andrew with emojis. Can we bomb him with emojis? With his emojis.
You want to put a bunch of like Andrew
Yeah,
heads?
let's put a bunch of Andrew heads. Just Andrew heads all over the chat. See if but tag him so his thing could blow up and just kind of. Let's do that. There you go. Let's get it in, guys. It would be nice if it would beep, but it doesn't beep. But if it would beep, bing,
All right,
bing, bing,
guys.
bing, bing.
Open's coming right now. Let's see what we got.
There it is. Here is the bell.
Carlos is busy spamming the chat.
Yeah, spam the chat. All right, friends. Let's see what TTD's doing.
Moving up.
Trade deck is very
IRN
interesting,
is
I gotta say.
popping.
Trade desk. Oh.
I get my
PLTR.
Atlas. I keep forgetting to put the Atlas open.
PLTR side it again.
Market.
Bom dia. Bom dia to you as well. I think it's how I say it. PLTR rocking here. Tesla back and forth right now. What do we have? Tesla, PLTR, AVGO. All right, friends, patience.
Damn it.
AVGO. Yeah, maneuvers here. As we trade has lost a little bit of momentum here. Just pulling back. NVIDIA, AMD as well. Yeah, AMD big pop. Green. AMD went all the way green. Seeing a little bit of resistance here right now. Okay, here we go. Tesla back above the VWAP. PLTR not doing much. AVGO giving in here a little bit. Oh man, wow, AVGO losing it nicely, guys.
Yeah. I was looking at Tesla. I was thinking that it wanted to go short, but it's pushing higher here. So it's the orders were
Yeah,
a little
Tesla.
uncertain. I still like Tesla for a short, but it's getting support here. And the market, of course, is supporting it.
All right, here's Tesla.
Oh, well, I seem to be wrong. I'm wrong on Tesla, so it's look at that. Pink. Pops higher.
TTD coming back the other way here. This could be a good short on TTD. This I don't want to have a bias, but this news is like, yeah, you sure? We want to continue on this momentum. So I don't know. I don't want to think about news biases, but if I get a good 5-minute ORB below the VWAP, I will definitely consider it short, but it needs to set up properly. Right now, it's not there yet. We're coming up on 5 minutes, friends, in just 30 seconds here. And let's see if we have any good 5-minute ORB opportunities. The stock is up almost 30%. So, shorting a strong stock like this is a little bit risky. Or riskier. Everything's risky, but it's riskier, I guess. If that's even a word. All right, let's see if AVGO is gonna lose it here, guys. This is another one too that I think this is showing a lot of weakness as well. No pullback, huh? On AVGO. Okay, here it is, maybe. So what I would love to see is a pullback to 328, right? And then back down and then the breakdown. Then the VWAP, we'll have to put our stop to like 329.50 or so. But we got to get at 328 or so. So it could be like $1 and change, maybe $1.50. And I think it's looking rather weak. Careful on the share size on this one, guys. You don't got to take a boatload. This can move literally in one candle. You can get $3. So you don't got to take a boatload of shares on this thing. Again, manage your risk accordingly. Let's see if we can get the pullback and then the drop here. Come on. It's just going to go, I think. It's just going to go AVGO.
Carlos is trying to, what are you trying to do?
I wanted to pull back so I can go in
Broadcom?
short. Yeah, I want to short it, but I want a better entry, man. 327.50 and better. I just don't think we're getting it. I think it might just drop here. So.
Mm.
And I don't want to chase it because then it might actually go up and do the pullback that we are looking for. Korean market up. Made 11% today recovery. We need to beat them.
Oh.
I don't know. We'll see. All right, NVIDIA. What are we doing? NVIDIA. PTDD holding nicely. Tesla as well, holding pretty good. It's gonna drop. What are you guys looking at? Amazon. AVGO. There you go, Chris. You hit your go. Run. Take your money and run. NVIDIA breaking out setup. Yeah. 5 minute looks good. 1 minute's a little bit on the choppier side, but 5 minute does look decent. PLTR, AVGO. Nothing TDD. Quiet. NVIDIA just hanging out here above the VWAP. Oh, losing a little bit of ground at the moment.
Market's pushing higher. Tesla's looking like it wants to go green.
What's the Atlas on Amazon? Let's take a look. NVIDIA. The VWAP here. AVGO. It's kind of not doing anything. It's not pulling up. It's not dropping down. It's just stuck. Amazon right now. Hard to tell. It looks hard to tell, man. It looks more bullish than anything on the Atlas, but yeah. I mean, it's already up pretty nice. Look at that. So big move for Amazon today, and it does look more bullish to me this morning. So
I took a short on the breakdown here of NVIDIA at VWAP.
Good job. Good job, man.
Come on. I got a tight stop, of course, as usual, at break even. Don't pull back on me. Come on, drop.
Let's see here. Okay, Peter might be getting a drop on it.
I can hope so.
Come on. 181.20 looking to break. So yeah, Amazon pretty balanced out right
All
now.
right. Taking initial partial here. Let's where is what's NVDA? You can see my trade
Oh,
here.
there it
Put it
is,
up
Peter.
on
You
put it
got
up
the
on the
move.
screen.
Nice.
Yeah.
Going towards that 80.90, which is the level on the daily.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see here. No, AVGO didn't pull back, guys. It's just stuck here actually. So it didn't pull back and it actually didn't sell off. So I didn't do anything with it. Left it alone for now. TDD is coming back below the VWAP. I
Wow.
do like this for a short. TTD. So look out for TTD. I might have a VWAP breakdown here. Your NVIDIA trade was nice, Peter. Oh, it came. What the
Oh my
heck? I just
God.
pulled it
It
up.
got stopped at. It came right back
That
up.
is
I know.
that is
It just got
ridiculous.
stopped at break even.
Yeah.
So let's hope that let's see what it does next. But
Oh, it has some
that's
good potential
unfortunate. I
to.
was hoping for a
Yeah.
move lower.
Yep. And it still does look very bearish on Atlas. If you look at Atlas here, friends, you can see tons of orders down at 181, which I thought where it would get and break through. So it does look very bearish on this one. And here's the Amazon you guys were asking for earlier. So here's Amazon, which had a great move today. Again, it looks bullish. 221. Tons of orders up there. And there's more imbalance towards the top on it. AVGO doing nothing. PLTR coming back to the VWAP. I like the trade desk short. I really do today. But I got to see the setup below the VWAP. But I like this one. I think that this could be a good short opportunity here. So let's see. NVIDIA. Oh,
Nvidia
man.
just retested.
Yes.
There was an opportunity to I should have jumped maybe back into the short, but let's see what it does. It doesn't look that
It doesn't
eager
look
to
better.
drop.
Yeah. It doesn't look better than when you got in. When you got in, it looked really great. It doesn't look as good, but I do
Yeah.
like the retest of the
No, it
VWAP here.
doesn't. But the order book is to the downside. 181's got a bunch of orders. 180's got a whole 100,000 orders sitting there. So, it looks like it wants to drop, but it's not doing it.
Sure does. All right, I'm gonna go short here, Peter, on Nvidia. I stopped 30 cents above 181. Actually, 35 cents, 181.65. I think it looks good for a break towards that low of the day. So let's see. See if we can get it down there. 181. Our Atlas looks good for sure. Let's see if we can get the drop. Should have got in sooner. Should have got in up here. This would have given us a nice stop at like 181.80. That would have been very nice. AVGO still did nothing. Trade Desk, I think, still gets the better trade. So I will take another look at Trade Desk. Now it's breaking down below the VWAP, guys. Let's see if we get our move. If it pulls back, I will give that a shot too. Because I think that's the better trade, honestly. TTD. So let's see if it pulls back. So we're watching NVIDIA here. We'll watch Trade Desk over there. So we got both of them going. I'm not in Trade Desk yet, though, but I'm watching it very closely for a possible play here. All right, let's see if NVIDIA can break this area. Here's where it got stuck. No, not yet, Peter. Look, it's pulling back. Not going yet.
I know.
This 181 area has become a struggle for NVIDIA. So And that is also where you have, let me show you the NVIDIA chart. You have this level. I think that's the low of the day on one of the daily candles here. So if we could
See,
break
now it
that,
hit the
that could be
180.90.
nice.
Darn it. Darn it. Why am I stopped out again? I hate that.
Yeah.
Oh,
That was an aggressive
okay.
push up though. Oh, trade desk is not gonna give us our play, guys. It's just gonna go. Um, I'm watching trade desk on the other screen here, under the chart, and it's not looking good, man. I'm not in it, but I really wanted to pull back to get in on this one. All right, here's NVIDIA pulling back. Man, see, it struggles to break this area low of the day, this level. You're
Well,
really struggling.
you've got Jared on your side. He's also short the trade desk.
He is, I'm not in it. But yeah, that's a better trade. I strongly believe this is a better trade today than the one I'm in on NVIDIA. And again,
Yeah,
some people they
Nvidia
get in
doesn't
right here. They'll get in right
Nvidia
here
doesn't seem
short
to.
on the break. Yeah, NVIDIA's is I'm watching it here too, but
Doesn't want to go. Doesn't want to
it's
break today.
struggling.
All right. And Tesla, boy, Tesla's just in a range here, isn't it? Yikes.
So he's short already on TTD.
Yep.
Good. All right, watching Tesla closely here, friends. I might get stopped out at 161. We couldn't even get to 1R on this thing. So 181.60. Yeah,
You
here's
mean
our stop.
Nvidia?
Sorry,
Oh,
NVIDIA. What did I say?
here's the pop higher on Tesla. Yeah, you said Tesla. That's all right. That was me.
Oh,
I put that in your head.
no. Yeah, it's all good.
Andrew, of course, got the pop on Tesla. Of course it
181.65. Yeah,
is.
we're out. We're out on NVIDIA. Let's go back to the trade desk here. I think this is the one. So we are getting the pullback. So I'm looking to go short TTD. And if yeah, I'm gonna go now, guys. I'm trying to be patient for it to go higher, but I think it's not going to do that. So I'm short TTD now. And my stop will be at AVGO, so that's about 40 cents. Let's see if we can get something here. But I think this is the much better trade to the downside on TTD. So, wow, look at NVIDIA. NVIDIA went the other way. Look at that move on NVIDIA. AVGO, PLTR. All right, let's see. Let's see if TTD is gonna come through for us. Yeah, I think so, Patron. I think this is gonna go lower. I think this is gonna say, why are we up here? 30 up 23% today on what news? What are we doing? Not the way we should trade, but I have a little bit of bias in this catalyst. I don't think it's worth a gap of 23%. But we got in with a strategy, not just hey, this news sucks. Let's go short. And the volume now gets a little tricky because you see it starts to die down. So moves take longer. Like you can see here how much less it is compared to like the first 20 minutes or so, right? So 20, yeah, about 20 minutes. Let's see. And NVIDIA took off, went the other way, and back to the VWAP, PLTR.
Yeah. It's ugly.
PLTR is back up towards the highs. Tesla going green. Oh, TDD, don't do that. No, 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 no. 31.55 is my stop at the VWAP. Don't do that. Let's stick to the plan. Stick to the plan. All right, what else, friends? What else? Yes, it was a much better open yesterday, I think. I think we had a lot more runners yesterday than this morning. But things are starting to look a little bit better now. PLTR, Tesla, they're breaking out, so they're not stuck in a range, which is nice. Some of these tickers took almost an hour to actually get going. We're just 20 minutes in, guys. So this is good.
Yeah, just 20 minutes in. So
Yeah, so this is
no.
looking much better. Look at NVIDIA. Oh, NVIDIA was actually a great VWAP breakout.
Right.
If you're paying attention.
Yeah.
That is actually pretty nice. The SPY pushing higher.
Microsoft actually made a good VWAP breakout too, right at the open. Went higher.
Mm-hmm.
Tesla is green.
All right, this is a good candle for us here on the trade desk. I like that up here, and then kind of rejecting the buyers, telling them, "Hey, you're wrong." This can make the buyers lose a lot of confidence. That's what we need. Lose the confidence, bail on this trade, and get us to our target. What is our target, by the way? Hold on. We did our risk. We didn't do our target here. Which is always more important. Is that where is the risk? Where do you say, "Hey, this stuff is no longer in play. I'm gonna bail on this and look for something else." Uh, I think 29.82 is a possibility, guys. I know I'm stretching it, but I think it really is. I think this stock is gonna give us a good move. Let's see. We'll let it play. We'll let it play out. We'll let it play out. NVIDIA, AVGO back below the VWAP, trying at least to hold the VWAP here. That could be interesting. PLTR, PLTR is just so good. So good, so good. All right, let's see the trade desk. How about the other one? CRWV. CRWV. What do we have? That was in play in the last couple of days. Man, really choppy open today, so not much going on here. Very, very messy. Might get better now as things are. SPY's not really doing anything, but for some reason, some of the stocks are trading much better and looking to break out. You got the NASDAQ going green, which can kind of help with the sentiment. But for the most part, some of these stocks like PLTR, Tesla, NVIDIA, just looks like they want to go higher. MU, what do we got going on with MU? Yes, MU at the VWAP here. MU is very interesting. VWAP and previous day close. So whichever one you want to place, a lot happening here right now. Previous day close at 477. Your VWAP at 475. So a lot taking place here. Where's the strategy though, right? The VWAP breakout failed for us, right? Here's the breakout, pullback. It failed, so we're not in it. Is it gonna regain it here, right? Oh no, it's a tough trade. It's a tough trade. Let's go TDD. Let's go to 29.17. And all is forgiven. All is forgiven in the market. All your red trades this week are forgiven.
All is forgiven.
All is forgiven.
Well, yeah, maybe you jumped in a little late there, but looks like you might get the move. I've been trying to force Tesla lower, and clearly it doesn't want to go lower today. So it's and NVIDIA also, looking strong here. So now Tesla is holding. It's holding above VWAP. It can't break this area that it's stuck in here, but It's not
Which
also. It's
which
also not able to
which
push
one?
lower. So
Which one?
Tesla. Tesla's in a narrow range right above the previous day close,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and
You just did a quick flip on coin. All right, TD making a new low. We like that. We definitely like that. And on the 1 minute, 29.82 looks so far. So I'm gonna put the 5 minutes so I could be more patient because it looks closer. The 5 minute looks a lot closer. You put the 1 minute, it's like, oh, we're never gonna get there so far. But the 5 minute gives me a little more hope of 29.82. So let's see. Oh yes, now it starts getting tricky. TTD.
slowly pushing its way down here for you, Carlos.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna be very patient on this trade. I'm itching for a partial here, but I'm gonna. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's gonna get tricky because once I start seeing, the move is like, dude, you sure you want to wait for 29.82? It's a partial right here. Here's some green. That start dangling the green shares above your head. Like here's some green. You want to take it?
Yeah.
And I usually take it. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie. I usually take it. Um, let's see what it does. You had an all is forgiven trade yesterday. Very nice. Yeah, those are nice. All is forgiven are really good. Those are really really good. All right,
If it
here's the
means
trade
anything,
desk.
Jared's taking a partial on his
He
short on
is.
TTD. Yeah.
Tell him to hold the line. What is he doing? Hold the line.
Well, just saying.
No, he's a smart move. I should too. I should too. Uh, yeah. But we are up. We are up. We should be. And I would normally take a partial here. Yeah, why not? Let's do it. Let's take a partial. Wait, maybe not. Hold on. And we are gonna get another leg down before I take this partial here. Um, you know what? That's greedy talk. I'm gonna take a partial now. Partial. All right. Yeah, I'm like, what am I saying? That's for 10 more cents. What are you doing? Like, no, that's
you,
greedy talk.
you,
Yeah, it's
you,
nonsense. That's
you
nonsense.
talked
Take the
yourself out of
partial.
it.
Yeah, I did. That's nonsense. Like, just hear yourself. I gotta go back and replace it and be like, what are you doing? Like, no, come on, take the partial. Put some money in your pocket and let's see if we can get lower. So yeah, let's do that.
Looks like the SPY is about to go green.
The IRS forgives nothing. Yes, I 100% agree. The IRS forgives nothing. They're not forgiving at all.
Well, that's not their mandate.
Exactly. Wow, that partial looks really good now. That partial looks so good at the moment on trade desk. Because look at that. We're getting a bit of a pullback here. Not saying the move is over, but you're more calm when you take a partial, and the stock goes up here. You're more calm because you already made some money. So that is good. Tesla, on the other hand, I'm sorry, NVIDIA continues to break higher, and doing it in a very nasty, sloppy way, but it's doing it. Like this is sloppy, right? The back and
Yeah.
forth, the overlapping of the candles sideways, and then okay again. Then every little pop is met with an immediate pullback, like no continuation. See that? So it's just sloppy, but it's doing it. It's doing it. Cookie talk. Yes, from Kramer. Yes, that was good. That was good. All right, let's see, guys. Let's see if TTD has more more downside movement left here.
Oh, the SPY's gone green.
Oh,
So
AVGO too. Look at AVGO. Held the VWAP. Good push
yeah,
higher. So the SPY's
well,
going green. That doesn't help my trade. Yeah, look at that's a good move up. Guys, if you're long anything, Tesla, NVIDIA, you could be in a good situation right now. PLTR as well. Is Andrew still in PLTR? I know he got in to go a couple of
yeah,
partials. He's still in it?
and he's got more partials queued above the current price. So he's waiting to see if it can hit 156.50. It looks like.
Oh, very nice, very nice. Yeah, I see that. Looking at Andrew's trade here. Very nice, very nice. Yeah, earlier, boom, boom, in, boom, boom, and then waiting for 156.50. It's awesome, man. PTR is becoming like his new buddy. PTR is becoming his new best friend. Yeah, I'm looking at it. I'm looking at TTD. We're getting another drop here, right back to where we were. I'm hoping this can deter our buyers and continue lower. Just lose all the confidence here, bail on it, and then give me another leg down, right? So that's what I'm hoping for. Level we're looking for, by the way, where I would love to get to is 29.82. We have a level down there that will be nice to reach if we can. So let's see. All right, so Andrew had a nice trade on Tesla and PLTR. I haven't seen his Tesla trade. Oh, his Tesla trade is actually prettier. That's a nice Tesla trade. That is clean, baby. Very nice. Off the VWAP, long. Oh, why am I telling you guys? Let me show you. Off the VWAP, there it is. Boom, boom. Partial, and got orders 407.50, 408. So that is nice. Friends, if you want to see Andrew trade live alongside Brian when he's back and healthy, head over to bearwithtraders.com and you can check out our membership and packages there on how to join and get all the educational stuff that we have. And just a reminder, don't forget today, Trading Terminal, I'm having a webinar at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Let me get you guys the link. We're going to be talking about platforms, especially for our new traders. If you're just starting out and you have questions about platform and how things work and how to get started, head over to Trading Terminal and we will get you set up. We'll get you guys that link. As we wait for Trade Desk to drop here. And if you are in Trading Terminal, the way to get to it quickly, you can just come over here, webinars. Right over there, you click on webinars and you can see what's coming up. So in 6 hours, 7 hours, we'll be doing our webinar, and it's just going here, join for free, no cost to you. You can see some of the other stuff that we have done here as well for our beginning traders, all kinds of different strategies. If you don't have a strategy, you can get all that information there. It can help you out a ton. So yeah, sweet, sweet, sweet. All right, TTD, let's get it done. Let's drop, baby. Let's drop. Oh, hold on. Got to get you guys the link. My bad. Here it goes. Yeah, I wouldn't jump in on TTD now. Like, I'm sure very close to the VFs is a good risk reward. But now it's a little tough to trade because it can go either way. It can go up or down now. So right now it's a tough one. Yeah. So I'll be careful trying to get in now on TTD.
Hopefully my mic is still working. I would
Yeah.
agree. Yeah, the risk to
Definitely.
reward is a little tough on TTD right now. It's not worth getting in.
No. Even definitely not short because if anything, there's gonna be a support here, and it might bounce higher, and you're not gonna have a good risk reward. I'm hoping it goes lower. I hope that it can continue here, but I wouldn't jump in short here, me personally. Even if I believe it's going to get down to 29.82, as I'm looking forward to, I don't think that that's the case. Now, Peter, did you mean for it to pick up the other mic? Because it's not your main mic that's on right now.
Oh, hold
Yeah,
on.
we're hearing you from the
Uh,
echoey mic.
uh,
All right, here we go, friends. Down, 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 down. Notice how the moves are becoming a little less
there we go.
quick. That's there
That should be better.
now. Yeah, big difference. Yeah.
All right.
Electrified, you are new to trading. Welcome. Welcome. You came to the right place. Highly recommend you check out bearwoodtraders.com and also tradingterminal.com for a lot of information. Even our YouTube channel here has tons of information on how to get started, things to look for. And today's webinar at 5 p.m. I just put the link there. Come join me there. We'll have some good information, especially for our newer traders. So sweet, sweet, sweet. All right, we're watching this paint dry at the moment with TTD. If it continues to take this long, I will take another partial, because what happens is you start getting messy and it starts to come back up to the VWAP. We might not get our drop here. So see what it does here. But it is getting messy. It's not continuing as I would like. Going around the deck here, NVIDIA, PLTR, Tesla, they're also just kind of lost momentum even to the upside. And let's take a look at our secondary list, Microsoft, MSFT. Microsoft, steady little run here. 9 moving average all the way up to 411. And just like everything, just getting a little bit of a choppiness here at the moment. And MU, we looked at earlier, pretty choppy for the most part. IREN, how did that do? A little bit of a breakout here, a little bit, but not. I don't see anything that I would have loved on this thing. Still looking at TTD, guys, on the other screen. We're still just back and forth here. And last one, CRDO. CRDO. Yeah, nothing spectacular.
Apple, look at Apple, came right off the VWAP, move into the low day again.
A nice rejection. Nice. I don't trade this a lot anymore, but I used to. This is one of the strategies I learned from Andrew way back when. He used to take these trades a lot too. The false VWAP breakout. So you can see basically looking for the VWAP breakout doesn't happen. And when it fails like this, if you got a good entry, you can at least get to 2 hours pretty quickly, right? And you can see that. That's a nice false VWAP break. I don't trade those as much. DTD, it's just down and up, down and up. But I'm hoping it continues to keep the moving averages sloping down. That's okay. I'll wait for you. But let's just hope it continues just keeping the moving averages sloped here. SPY dropped hard. Yes, I see that. Which again, hard is relative, right? But for us, looking at a 1 minute and looking for any moves is hard. But it's relative, right? Because if you look at like a 5 minute, if you look at a daily, then it's like, yeah, it's not hard, right? But yes, I'm with you. For us, this is aggressive. For us, scalpers and day traders and 1 minute chart traders, this is that's good. That's good. That's what she said. Good one. Peter, have you traded? Yeah. Peter had a couple of trades, Peter, right? I think you had a good one on NVIDIA. Yeah. Unfortunately, it didn't work.
I got a partial and then a stop out. It wasn't that good. Yeah. In the end,
Yeah.
it looked good, looked like it was setting up great, but it came back very aggressively and stopped me out. I've been trying to
Yeah.
short Tesla, so I had a loss right off the open. And then actually at the previous day close, I went short out at break even. So a couple of times. So I still, Tesla just looks weak, but as Tesla likes to do, it gets support. And it just was not, it's not breaking here. So, yeah. So all in all, you know, the meh
Hmm.
open again, this open trading, it's
Yeah.
never, sometimes it's okay. A lot of times it's just not, not that great for me. Let's
Yeah.
see what happens here.
Yeah. Yesterday was a much better. I think there were more opportunities for us yesterday with the way we trade. Today, not so much, but we're in something here on TTD. Here we go. Let's keep those moving averages down. Yes, and this is my 9 EMA, 20 EMA, and the VWAP. It's usually what I focus on when it comes to the smaller time frames. You got the 200 and the 50, but again, on these smaller time frames, they really don't play a part as much as the 9 and the 20 would. Right now, on a daily, maybe a 60-minute, the 200 or so can do something, but I think 200 people mainly look at it on the daily. Is what it really means something for them. Bigger time frame, bigger moving average. MU, MU's. I don't know if it's sinking. That's not what you said. Wow, how my mind just put things together there. MU sinking, and it's, you're saying you're saying MU SanDisk. How my mind just put some letters together and just like try to fast read, and that's not what it says there, bro. It says SanDisk, SNDK. And they're both just stuck right now. Really, I don't see anything at the moment. So you look at the possible VWAP breakout, but this is not a good setup because to me, for me personally, it's just sideways. It's just wrapping itself around here and not really giving you anything. So even if it gives me a signal here, I wouldn't take this for a breakout, right? There's no momentum leading up to the VWAP and potential breakout. Now, how many times have we seen this, right, where things are sideways and out of nowhere you just get this run? But the VWAP breakout's not the best. Probably the best setup when it's been trading choppy like this. The VR breaker is probably not the best entryway to get in there. All right, we're taking so long. I'm inclined to take another partial here, and I'm sure people are going to feel the same. So we might get a lot of sellers bailing on this. So I'm gonna be cautious side, right? And I am gonna take a partial here on TTD just because we're just taking too long. Like this is taking way too long. And sellers like myself are going to start getting impatient and bailing on this probably. So another partial just in case we don't get the drop that we need here. Friends, if you haven't done so, hit that thumbs up over on YouTube. We appreciate it very much. Today we're sitting at a whopping 244 likes. So hit that thumbs up. Help us get to 400. 400, we're so happy at 400. Like, you don't understand how happy we are. So help us get there. We really appreciate it. It helps us out a ton. It really does. So continue to keep this show going here on YouTube for you guys. Trust me, we enjoy as much as you do. We love hanging out with you guys, chatting and talking shop. But that support does help.
Talking shop.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, let's see if TTD can regain the momentum down. But right now, it's looking the opposite, actually. Starting to curve my moving averages the other way. Where on Trading Terminal can I find Nathan's webinar? They all should be on the Academy. They all should be on the Academy. So if you go to Trading Terminal, you hit the Academy. They all should be there. And I think if you have, there are some free ones that are available to everyone. And then there are some, If you have a membership, premium membership with Variable Traders, then you have access to even more, right? So I will start there. That's there you go. That's the point. That's exactly what we're trying to do. So the comment is, you guys make me feel like I am not trading alone. Thanks, Carlos and Peter. I hear you.
That's
Trading
good.
alone,
You're not trading
it's
alone.
yeah, you're not. You're part of the community, and that's glad to hear that. For us as well. Like if we were not live with you guys, we would be in chat. Me and Peter would be in chat,
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
and
100%.
we're not trading alone. And after we're done here, we go to chat. So
Yeah.
it's boring. It's boring. Trading alone is such. I always tell people, do I miss my 9 to 5? I don't miss a lot of things of it, but I do miss the people and the interaction. For the first year, you don't miss. You're like, yeah, I don't gotta go to work. There's so much pro to not going to an office. But after a year or two, you're like, yeah, I kind of miss that interaction. I no, I do. I
Oh
like
my
like
God.
like if I had to choose, I will go into an office for trading. not doing that work anymore, but I would. You wouldn't, Peter?
I don't know. Maybe.
You don't
Yeah,
know?
it might help
Maybe.
me. Like right now,
Yeah.
I can't believe this. I just got stopped.
What happened?
I was just, oh, Tesla. God, it's like, look at this. I swear to
Oh,
God, the market
oh
is
man.
working against me right now.
Yeah, yeah. So you
I
you
was
you were
adding in
short. Mm-hmm.
cautiously. I was short.
Yeah,
I was adding in very cautiously. And then I said, you know what? If it just spikes higher than these little recent gains, I'll get out. And
yeah.
then I got out, and then it just dropped immediately back to the
Oh,
red, and it would have put me nicely in the green here for the trade. And I
yeah,
just,
yeah,
it's one of those days that
yeah.
when the open is just not playing nice with me. I think you might get your breakdown here, Carlos, on
Yeah, man,
TTD.
I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it here in the different charts. Let me put it up for you guys now. We're actually getting
Oh,
a
come
really
on,
nice drop.
Tesla.
Um, and I'm hoping to make a
Oh,
new
see,
low
I
here.
knew it.
Oh,
I
here we
knew
go.
it. Oh, this is ridiculous.
Come on, baby. You could break
Look at
down from
this.
here.
Jesus.
Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm.
Ah.
Um,
That's exactly the
Dong,
move I was looking for.
that's a good comment. It's a good comment, and you are so right. And we do. So the comment from our buddy here is the problem with our society is we rely on so much on work for everything, even our social interactions. Yes, 100%. The lifestyle here in the U.S., I'm sure Canada's the same thing. Almost a lot of developed countries where you have the 9 to 5 corporate type thing. A lot of it, you spend so much time there.
Hmm.
You spend so much time there, and then when you get home, everybody's busy
Oh,
with life, right?
oh,
So, friends, I'm going to take a partial here on a TTD, because
oh.
we might not continue to drop here, but a partial here in TTD, um, as Peter is not. Oh, Peter, I just pulled it up. Okay, yeah, no, you should be complaining. Complain some more because that is a really big drop.
I mean, look
That
at the
sucks.
here.
Yeah, I'm seeing it. Yeah.
Let me put it up on the screen.
Oh,
You can
let me see.
see like here. Oops, no, Tesla. Like you can see the trade that I was taking. So you could see the earlier one
Oh,
where I got
yeah.
it at break
Yeah.
even because it didn't break down. Here I actually added four times. Like I got in and I said I knew where my stop was, and of course and then it just started hitting right towards my
Mm.
stop, and then it finally just had to do that one spike
Wow.
just higher and then stopped me out, and then immediately dropped. And this look, oh, it's killing me. Anyways, ridiculous. Ridiculous, Carlos. Telling you.
Wow.
Should I
Wow.
chase it down here? I still think it can go lower.
No. Ah.
Hmm.
Ah.
Here, let's put just
I
a
mean,
few
listen.
shares. Let's
You're
stick.
the way you put your stop so
Oh, this
tight.
is
Yes,
terrible.
why not? Because your stop is doesn't have to be at a far
I
distance.
know. I have to start opening my stops up a little bit and acknowledge that it might move against me. But I thought this was going to be the move against me.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
keeps teasing me, right? It keeps teasing me with these moves and these stops. So
Oh man. Yeah. That's tight.
that's
And
that's painful.
Yeah. No, I am not
Yeah.
long TTD, friends. I'm short. Yeah, there you go. Triple 49, 45.90. Yes, we are short TTD. There we go. Let's see. We'll try a little bit more patience. See if I can get down below 30 on TTD.
No.
So we're taking a couple of portions. I know it looks like I'm long and averaging down, but I never do that. You will never see me average down ever. It's not something we do. But the rest hard to see right here
No.
because it's very small.
We.
But I'll make a lot of other mistakes. Averaging down is not gonna be one of them, no matter what happens. I have lost Peter so much money
Sometimes.
doing that. Oh,
Yeah.
no, it's the
Sometimes
devil.
I take a smaller size and then I add into the trade, but I'm never going
Very
over
different.
my targeted,
Hmm.
risk, which is why I
Yeah,
stopped where I did because I'd added in a
yeah,
bunch of times. I knew I had, a stop identified. It's just unfortunately, sometimes you make the wrong decision. My decision was
yeah,
incorrect as to where
yeah,
the limit would be, where if it poked higher, it was likely to continue to
yeah.
move. I
Oh no,
needed to
I
give it
was
a
not
little more
referring to.
space.
I see where you went. Yeah, we were not referring to your trade. Somebody was asking me if I was
No,
long on my
I
position.
know,
Yeah, but no,
but
what you're explaining, I definitely have done, and it's a very, very big difference. Very big difference, right?
yeah,
Averaging down, I was taking my full risk, and then adding additional risk, and then
oh yeah,
additional risk to try to get green. No,
yeah,
and then with no stop in
yeah.
sight, right? Like you
That's
add it,
danger.
and you have your stop, right? So you add it, but you had your planning your stop. But averaging
Yep.
down, using your full buying power, and your stop being, hey, I just want to go green. There's no plan. Yeah, the easy way to blow up. All right, 2982 is what I'm waiting for. Again, these partials really help with the patience now, right? So yeah, you guys saying that I'm being very patient. Part of it is I'm chatting with you guys, so that helps. But also the partials, right? You take some off, and when you get a pullback like this, you're not freaking out. When you bringing up all your shares back up here, right? Especially here too, because now you're getting closer to depleting your unrealized P&L, and that plays a mental part. So these partials really help to stay in the move, right? People ask me all the time, hey, how do you hold your move for longer? By taking partials, you know. That's just that for me helps a lot. All right, we're at 30. Let's see what 30 wants to do. 2982 is what we have here. That is a level. So let's see if we can get there. What stick should I buy at 700? What's a stick? Oh, stock, you mean? What stock should you buy with $700? Neither one, man. Nothing. You shouldn't buy anything with that. What you should do is, I can't tell you that because that's trading advice. So do whatever you want. But if my son asks me what he should do with $700 that I gave him, he should go learn how to trade and do a funded account because then he could buy every stock he wants and just trade. Right now, if you wanted to invest, that's different. There's a lot of stuff you could invest on. But if you want to do like $700, you want to trade, go get a funded account. You can afford that if you have $700 you want to use. But you got to learn how to trade though. You got to learn how to trade. But yeah, $700. Somebody comes to me now, funded account. Funded account. You could day trade for 3 months. I mean, the amount of stuff you're gonna learn is going to be more worth than any stock you can buy and hold. You know. So, uh, funded account, and you have the opportunity to make some money. Like you had the opportunity to make 10 grand. Now you're new, you mentioned, so it's not that easy. I think education is first. Um, but if you feel you want to dabble, simulator and funded account, I think that's gonna give you the best bang for your buck. Right, and you never know. What was it? Bloomberg and Thinkorswim do this all the time. What? How much do you have if you spend $1,000? If you invest $1,000 in this stock, right? It's usually like a crazy number, right? Like BlackRock is an
Right.
insane number. Berg Hathaway was like you could 1.5 million.
Berkshire
It's like,
Hathaway,
yeah, it's
yeah.
like if you
Oh,
would have
it's
bought
more than that, yeah.
yeah, it's like 1.5 billion for a million for like X amount. You never know which one's gonna. Okay, friends, here we go. All right. let's get
There you
let's
go. You're
get going.
finally getting
Yeah,
down to
I'm
that
gonna take
number
it
that
right
you were
here.
talking about, Carlos.
Ah, beautiful, guys.
Good.
All is forgiven. Whatever the market has done wrong to me, it is forgiven, my friends. Lambos in chat. The market has been forgiven. All right, there it is. 29.82, friends. Wow. I hope Jared's still in this too. Because he also saw this as a possible short. So I hope he's in this. Yeah, to invest it's tough because you never know. Um, you never know if yeah, you never know when it comes to investing. So many things that you can go into. Um, SPY is a good one. You know, the overall market, the market goes up. You know, over time, the market goes up. So if you're thinking long term, um, that could be a good one. Could be a good vehicle. What do you guys think? This is probably better investors. There's probably better investors here, right? And again, not financial advice. Just want to see what people would think. If you had $700, if you had $1,000, make a nice number. You guys
TTD.
had $1,000. Yeah, I'm looking at it. I took a partial already. We'll see if it goes lower. But yeah, this is nice, guys. What would you do with it? Where would you invest? $1,000 right now. Where would you invest? I want to see what answers we come up with. All right. Um,
Peter is sitting. Carlos. Andrew is correct. I am sitting. I got my leg up on ice here because again, I've got this. I don't know what
hey,
I've done to my calf or whatever,
this
but
after your run, right? Where you kind of pulled your calf and
yeah.
then, oh
Well, I
man.
pulled it playing squash initially, and then it
Okay.
sort of re-injured. And then I was just playing pickleball last night, and it was really annoying. And anyway, so I was standing this morning and it was a little sore, so I decided I went and got some ice and I got it up on the ice pack here. So you might see I am short Tesla, and I've added in again into this trade, looking to looking to get down here to a nice low level. So it's working well so far, but this thing could spike back at any time. So
Yeah. IT says he would have made $10,000 today with TTD if he had the funded account that he won. He won a funded account, but his email was stuck in spam. So we'll get him his code today. No, you have not made $10,000 today trading TTD with the funded account. You would have, no. No, trade small, please. Please trade small. If you trade that size, you are going to get a rude awakening. Trust me. Trade small, risk management. Because to make 10,000, you got to risk a lot. You could be down 3,000 before you do that, and you'll be okay. But guess what? If you go below 3,000, make sure you read the rules. You don't get the payout. So can't trade that big. Gotta trade small. You know, start by let's make $100. $100. You know, 100. You have 50. Move yourself away from that 12,500 into like 15,000. And maybe risk 100, maybe risk 150. But if you start swinging like that, you're gonna strike out and you're gonna strike out really bad. You see those strikeouts where people swing and they just go forward and they fall on their face? That type of strikeout. It hurts. Don't do that. All right. Welcome, Dave, to Lambos and Garbage Truck family, my friend. Good to have you. Welcome to the party. In just a few minutes here, we'll do our Lambos and Lambos and Garbage Truck giveaway for the funded account. For you guys. Speaking of the funded account, right? So, looking forward to that. See who the winner is going to be today. Um, Here we are. All right, so we're just Trade Desk has made a great move down. Seeing some buying here. Sepa, welcome. Lambos and Garbage Truck, my friend. Welcome to the party. Good to have you. Welcome. enjoy the videos and everything that is available to you. Is there any option for funded account paying monthly rather than one-time payment? Not for the funded account.
There.
Not for the funded account.
Beauty. Okay. So
What you
took a
got, Peter? Did
partial
you
on
go
that
in? Okay.
Oh no, I'm in. So here, let me I can bring
Oh
the
yeah,
trade up. So you can here's my trade. So I
yeah.
went short and added in here on the way down. And I just took a partial
Nice, Peter.
and
Nice.
I might take a little more off here. We're getting now the strong push down that I was
Getting a
looking for.
nice move. Mm-hmm.
So I was a little upset after getting stuck. I should have been in like $2 earlier compared to where my actual entry was.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
anyways, taking another
Oh,
partial
that's
here. And
good.
if I wasn't for that stop out, Carlos, this would be a glorious trade because
this would be an all is
instead it's
forgiven
just-
trade. Made all is forgiven.
exactly. This was the move I was waiting for. I just got in at the wrong
That's
time.
a big move,
So,
man.
but
401.72 is what is this? Law of the pre-market, and then the law of the day is lower. So 401.72 is the law of the pre-market, roughly. Let's see if it can break from that. And then you got the law of the day next. Nice. Very nice. No, I am still in TTD, guys. I am not out of TTD. We got a great move down here. So we're just hanging out, see if we can get any lower. So we're still in it. Market selling off a little bit aggressive.
402.
It's gonna help us here. That's gonna help. It's definitely helping Peter. Look at that move there.
Yeah.
So very nice. And helping any of you guys if you're short. This should be yeah, everything, guys. Everything dropping. Really nice. TTD not dropping so much, but TTD is doing his own thing, so not really reacting to this market drop right now because it's been so weak already from the market open, right? So
Oops.
Peter's a short guy. No, Peter's actually pretty tall. When we first met Peter, because it's funny because when we first meet any other moderators, you don't have no reference to their height because we're all either on camera or sitting down. So when we first met Peter, it's like, oh, Peter's pretty tall. So it's interesting when you meet people for the first time.
Yeah. Same thing with Thor. I was surprised at how tall Thor
is pretty tall.
When I first met
Yeah.
him.
Yep.
And I met him. I thought, oh, geez, I didn't think you were that tall. So
Yeah.
Andrew's short. He's only like 5'1". Andrew, no, I'm kidding.
No, he's not 5.
I'm kidding.
Wait, 5'1". What?
I just wanted to pick on him.
No. Who's the shortest
I wanted
moderator?
to see if he was listening, but he's not.
I'm probably I'm in the short camp. I'm only 5'8", so I'm in the short camp.
Yeah, and I thought you were taller.
Yeah. 5'8". All right, so TTD just taking a little stutter step here. No reason for me to get out yet, but if we start building this pattern where we start going the other way, then I might not get out, but take another parcel. Right, just kind of continue to put some shares off the table here. No, I'm not tall at all. It's the camera. The camera's probably doing that, but I am 5'8", so. Let's see here. It's like Wesley Snipes, right? You see Wesley Snipes in movies, you think he is 6'1". The guy's shorter than I am. So and it's funny because I was reading something. So they hire actors, all that are either shorter than him or his height, right? So he can look the part, you know, and it's like it's crazy how they do that, right? They consider that, especially for the movies where he's kicking everybody's butt. You can't be kicking everybody's butt. You're the shortest guy. It's a little weird. So all
It's
the
funny
actors
how
they
they do that.
hire,
Like apparently what
yeah.
was the movie with very old movie kids that are shipwrecked? It had anyways. The female lead, she was sort of a teenager at the time, but she was so tall that they made her walk. They'd actually dug a trench in the sand, so when she walked beside the male lead, she looked shorter. Anyways, Blue
Wow.
Lagoon, yeah. See, there you go. Thank you, Brooke Shields and Blue Lagoon. Yeah. Now you go. I know it was like it was old. This is like an old reference, but just to the point of the extremes they go to.
Oh, friends. The party's just starting, I guess, here. Look at this. Look at this drop on TTD out of nowhere. Um, all right. See, he's doing his own thing. He's not trading with the market. The market's actually going the other way. Look at TTD. TTD is really on a mission to go back to where he came from. We're still up 17% for the day, by the way. This is nice. You know what? I'm gonna take a partial here in case this thing wants to slingshot over. We've seen that many times where you go down and then it's just kind of the party's over and goes the other way. So I'm gonna take another partial here, guys. 29.66, and wow, nice drop. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. What's the next level? So we got 29.82 hit perfectly, and the next one here, 28.25 is really that's really far out. The 29 will be the whole dollar will actually be something as well. So the whole dollar will be something. But yeah, looking really nice here, friends. On TTD. Questions: why do I use interactive brokers over TOS? So TOS before did not have the connection to Dash Trader Pro. They have it now. And I'm assuming you're asking as the broker, right? I use interactive brokers as my broker with Dash Trader Pro. Your question is why I'm not using Dash Trader Pro with TOS. So I know Paris uses TOS, and he has told us a lot better now than what it used to be before. I'm sorry, he uses Thinkorswim, not even Thinkorswim. Back up. He uses Schwab, right? Schwab is the broker. He uses Schwab with TOS, and there's no commissions there for trades. But the commissions are so cheap, guys. Like if I look at my commissions, it's like $1. You know, you take a partial of 100 shares, like 109. It's like it's so cheap. You know, so yeah, can I move over there and save a couple of bucks? Maybe, but it's working. It's so cheap. You know, but yeah, I guess I could try that, but then I have to move accounts and move the money over to Schwab. I have a Schwab account already, but then I use that for my swing trading. I'm being lazy. I know. You got. As I'm saying this, it's like it's not a big deal, Carlos. It's pretty easy to do.
So, and if you're new, yeah, you pay every time you execute a trade, whether it's a partial or you get into a full
Yes.
trade. Every time
Yeah.
you buy or sell a share, you usually pay a commission, and it depends on your
Yeah.
commission package. So,
Yes.
and on how it works. I find that the DOS commission's relatively cheap. Like, you know, the minimum
You mean
they
interactive
charge.
brokers?
Interactive Broker, sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
you're right. I use DAS, but Interactive Brokers is my broker behind the scenes. And
It's so
it's
cheap.
like 30 cents minimum,
Yeah.
3.5 cents a share or something like that. So it's not, you know, it's not onerous.
I don't know if it's worth. I mean, hey, you save, right?
Yeah.
Maybe for somebody like Andrew who's trading that many shares, maybe that could be a big difference
Right.
for us. Not so much.
Hello, Andrew. Good morning. We've been watching
Hold
it.
on, let
Oh,
me.
and I just got stopped out of the rest of Tesla. That's too bad. It came all the way back. If only it held that original
Carlos, if
trade.
you put also the screen in the chat room, that would be nice too as well.
Oh yeah, got it there.
Once again, Andrew, it looks like you had a good morning on PLTR and Tesla. I think you were trading, right?
That was great. That was a great trading day today. PLTR gave some really clear, nice breakout signals with market access, and we scalped it very nicely twice. And that was a great profit here. So if I want to show that here, so obviously the market access was really showing exactly the breakout toward 155 and 156. So the first trade that I went long here, we did the scalp it. I added more and then I got stopped out. So I didn't make, a lot of money here. But as soon as it bounced back from the VWAP, so this was the, really good bounce squeeze from the VWAP. So, long added more for a really nice pop up towards 156. And that was really nice. And I got out the last piece at the break-even point. So this trade was, the second trade was very nice, this one. The first trade was okay too, but we, didn't make as much as money that we were expecting. Tesla, the same thing. Again, market access really showed us the levels for us. So we did a very nice ABCD pattern consolidation, went long for the red to green, and boom, we got this really nice pop that we got. So it was pretty good. So far, we are standing at $18,000, really good. And I did had a Microsoft vertical trade. I sold 395 puts and protected myself with 380. So we're gonna hold on this month and see what's gonna happen for in 2 weeks. March, I think 17 is the date. But overall, yeah, just keeping it easy. Obviously, market is digesting the war and anxiously seeing what's going to happen. So until the result is coming, we're not gonna get a clear direction to the upside or to the downside. But these moves are really nice. PLTR is obviously in play right now because a lot of these, asset targeting and tracking is all being done by PLTR software. So oil is
it's amazing how the markets have been so resilient, especially during times of war. Like you were mentioning, when the war in Ukraine broke out, the market only had a couple of days where it was a little uncertain and then recovered and grew. And right now we're seeing, pretty resilient. I mean, it hasn't gone very far, but it hasn't dropped a lot either, has it? So
yeah, no, it hasn't. Like it's like it shows that the economies are kind of has decoupled. Like a lot of energy dependence of Asia comes from Middle East. Like China is really having issues. South Korea, they all buy their energy from Middle East. But U.S. and North America, they kind of have found some. In the short term, at least, they're not really getting impacted. But in the long term, if everybody gets impacted, the whole economy is connected. But interesting times, really, really interesting times that we see. So we were talking about EWY, which is the index for South Korea. So as you see, at the war started, those guys got really hit bad. So again, they are seriously dependent on the energy from Middle East and the trades from that area. Peter, you're sitting today. What's happening? Life
I
humbles you.
started standing, but I've got this calf muscle that I don't know what I've done to it, but it's problematic. So I was putting it on ice. Had a big ice pack here. Had it sitting up. So
Yeah. So oil prices are kind of up to 78, making new 52-week high somehow, or maybe not quite 52-week high, but back to the end of 2024 prices. I mean, nobody really knows how long this war is going to last, but as long as there is uncertainty in the financial market doesn't like uncertainty, that's for sure. Broadcom was earning, did a good, nice up and down, but not much. Jared in the chat room faded TTDD. And by fading, I mean they are really shorting it up there above the VWAP and just keeps dropping. It was really nice.
yeah, Carlos had a big trade on TTD. That's what he went short, and you might still be in it, in fact. So
Yeah, still in it.
Sorry, on
okay,
what?
there you go. TTD.
TTD, are you short?
Yeah, Carlos
Yeah,
is.
we took a short right here below the VWAP, and we are still in it. Parsa,
There you go.
and let's see if we can drop any lower.
What does the
Yeah.
TT do? What does the trade desk do?
They're it's interesting because I was looking them up this morning. They're basically an advertising broker. They're called the trade desk because they wanted to create it like a stock market trading desk where anybody could buy any stock on a trade desk. They want to make it for advertising where any advertiser could buy any ad instead of having to go through specific media like advertising companies. So they've cornered the market on this. They've got a really big business they sort of invented to be a advertising broker.
Advertising broker. Um, but they were getting destroyed on a weekly chart since 2024. From 140, they went down to $20. But now they're popping back up. I don't know. This advertising, the future of advertising is kind of tricky. The Google searches are going down significantly. I don't know. Um,
Yeah, well, I mean, advertising is still big business.
but the nature of it seems like really changing, huh?
It is. There's a lot more consolidation. You're getting a lot of big powerhouses. Obviously, ad decisions on ads and their structure has changed a lot over the last little while because so much more advertising is digitally delivered as opposed to, you think advertising now, you don't think about a billboard or a TV ad or newspaper. You think about what you can put on a phone, right? Because that's what everybody's looking at all day. So yeah, it's
One question that was asking that what was the strategy that we did on PLTR? So PLTR was essentially a 5 minute range breakout. So in the first trade that we did, so as you see, you have the 5 minutes, and you break out. And then the second trade that I did was kind of like an also ABCD pattern. So this is the first trade that we did on a 5 minute range breakout, and the second trade that we did is some sort of an ABCD pattern. So you have this ABCD pattern. You find the bottom right at the VWAP. So and then you want to go long for the break of high of the day or bull flag you call it. It's a very not super A plus ABCD pattern, but it kind of shows going up, consolidation and then the breakout. And what we are looking at is the market atlas. I do actually have a screenshot, so I can actually, if you go full screen for me, Carlos, let me zoom in a little bit here, not here, so zoom in here so you guys can see. So I tried to take some screenshots here to see what I saw in real time, so my thought process. So this is my thought process when I'm actually, can I go to show slideshow here. So this is my thought process. And I want you to see my thought process when I take the trade. This is the screenshot that I took exactly when I took the trade. So when I took this trade and PLTR at 153.60, what I was seeing right at the same time was this big order at 155 on market access. And 155 was just a little bit above the high of the day. So the high of the day in that time was actually, you can see the number 154.79 is the high of the day. And do you guys see that in my screen? You can probably need to zoom in a little bit. Yeah. So, and then I was seeing this order. And then again, you look at the timestamp. I like to have the clock for the timestamp. Is that when it popped up, I started selling order, and I put my order up there. You see the market atlas shows that you go toward that, and still you have some big orders stacking up there. And it just and same and this is like the other trade that I did. The second trade that I did, then I went long again. So again, that was the first trade that I got out. For the second trade, when it squeezed back from the VWAP, so I really wanted to see this one. I saw this order at 156 and 156.10. So and there's not much going on down here, but the orders are up there. So and the pattern is bullish. So really was hoping to get to 155.80, 156. So having the market atlas helps you make it trade. And again, the orders are still up there at 156. Boom, popped up, and not only popped up, and then the orders went toward 157. So again, we took this one 158, and then I zoomed out and I see, wow, at 157 there's a lot of orders stacking up. So there's really a bullish case here for the PLTR to continue going up. And again, you have to put this one in the perspective of everything else that you have. There is war. PLTR is a company that's war is good for it, so the more revenue for it. So in the daily chart it was bullish. So when you put everything in perspective, and you have the market atlas, you have this bullish pattern, this plus 2%. So when you put everything in perspective, you make a decision based on that. And then again, zoom in again here, 156, order is going to go through 156. I have orders there, and it just continues going higher and higher. Same as Tesla. Like, for example, when I went long Tesla, this is the same day today screenshot. Let me bring here this one because this is a little bit confusing. I'll bring this one here. So again, look at the time stamp, 9:52:19. When I took the screenshot long, I was seeing the big orders at 407 standing up there. And that's exactly what I want. I want, the price action goes toward these big orders that I have. We did get to that price. So understanding this, market atlas and level 2 is very important. Level 2 is market atlas is level 2, but it just have a time stamp on it. So the level 2 that you're seeing here is this is the market atlas and level 2 are the same thing, but you don't have a time stamp in the level 2 because you just show it in real time. But when you put it into the time axis, it becomes market atlas.
Wow, we got the market moving higher, and NVIDIA is moving higher aggressively now. It's green again.
Wow, NVIDIA.
Green for the first time today since the open.
Yeah, baby. Semiconductors, baby.
Mm-hmm. Can't keep them down. People keep buying them. Well, companies keep buying them. Gotta get all those AI bots out there. Oh, it's funny. I was watching this video about this guy who was testing ChatGPT, and he was using all the tools of ChatGPT, and it was a very simple. He's like, I hold this pen. If I hold this pen at both ends and let go of one end, what should happen? And ChatGPT says, well, it'll pivot around your other finger and it'll spin. And he's like, okay. So of course he lets go and the pen stays still, and ChatGPT starts to make things up. It was very, very funny. It shows how they're not, the AI engines are good, but they're not great. You have to challenge their answers sometimes. They will make things up.
But they are amazing. Like, I cannot see my life without these, these AI agents. Like, really, my life has been so easy. Like, I was thinking of, we use a lot of design. My, developers are using it. Like, I just can. It's only three years that they came out, and it's been really only 1 year that they got really good. ChatGPT was hallucinating 2 years ago.
Hallucinating.
Yeah, it was hallucinating. It doesn't as much anymore, but now I just cannot imagine my life without these chatbots. It's just crazy.
The funny thing is it actually can do some complex tasks, especially technical tasks, a lot better than it can do basic logic, and which is fascinating, right? So that's where, like you said, like you can get it to write emails for you, you can get it to write memos, summarize entire, geopolitical situations or market analysis. It's great at doing that type of stuff. It's not so good at sometimes answering a simple question, and things that we would take for granted that, that you would expect a rational human to answer. So that's why sometimes you got to be a little careful.
Like, for example, I was at my university 2 weeks ago. I have a scholarship at UBC. And then I was talking to one of the professors, and they said, yeah, the homework doesn't mean anything. We don't mark them anymore because all these homeworks, complex chemical engineering questions that they give to them, just ChatGPT solves it for them. Like, it's the nature of the education also has changed significantly.
That makes sense. Yeah, you're right. How could you know that somebody ever does their homework anymore, right? Because
yeah, I mean, we used to, when I was in chemical engineering, they used to give us this complex process, mass and energy balances and everything. We had to do the calculations and making sure everything is matched. Now you're just uploading it, solve it for you. It's fascinating. It's really, really fascinating, and I'm actually super excited. And my developers are constantly working with ChatGPT. Like, the coding, the nature of the coding has changed. So they have access to the full code. Now even the JavaScript, they have the AI tool that you can tell them, they can find it and stuff. And I was telling to them that if you guys didn't have it, 5 years ago, how would you have done it? They have done all of the thinking themselves. So the productivity has gone up significantly. So it's not that the developers are being replaced, but their productivity has gone up significantly. The speed of fixing and developments has gone up significantly.
Right, and then yeah, right. The job has changed, right? Because now it's more like code verification, and they're sort of double checking the answers and making sure it's giving the results they're looking for, not having to write line by line the code elements, which I think is good. I don't see anything wrong with that. But like you say, that's part of the evolution of how tools can be useful. So
Yeah, it's fascinating. It's really, really fascinating. And I was preparing some, spreadsheets for my taxes and stuff. And every question that I had, I was just copying, pasting data, and just giving me. I love this thing, man. Um,
All right, guys, we're getting to the top of the hour here. The market has, I think it took a little bit of time to get moving. And this we've seen this in the last the last 2 weeks, really, a little bit more, where the market, will make moves, but not necessarily right at the open. It's almost like it needs a few minutes to figure out where it wants to go. So we can start exercising patience. You can trade. I can tell you, for me, my lucrative trades came. Yeah, about the 40 minutes into the market. So
yeah, that's very interesting. Like, considering everything, the market SPY has been holding very nicely in this. Again, I don't remember any time in my trading life that we've had these 3 months of like. I think this is the first time in my trading career that I've seen SPY so volatile but so flat.
mm,
Like since
it's true. It's unusual.
September 2025, like it's been really in this volatile and flat uh, time. Market for me is always going up or down, but now this is a new era that market really doesn't want to go anywhere.
Very true. Very true.
All right, so
Okay. TTD is bouncing back a little bit off the lows. It looks like the drop may be over, at least for the short term. Tesla's was green momentarily. It's back below yesterday's close. Now it's in this. Things are very awkward when they get between the VWAP and the previous day close, right? Because you can set a narrow range in there. Things can shop for a long time. So we'll see what happens.
yeah,
Whereas the semiconductors, they've made a good move this morning. Broadcom, of course, had earnings earlier, earnings today, and then it looks like it's managed to pull a lot of the semiconductors higher. So where we started red, most of them are green now. Only Micron and Qualcomm are red. Everything else seems to have gone green. So that's good.
absolutely. Carlos had a good day. Did you do the fund account giveaway?
No, not yet.
I
We'll
don't
do
think
it
we
now.
have.
We'll
Nice.
do
Yeah.
it now. Yeah.
Let's do a fund account giveaway. And you shared the page that you can see actually all the leaderboard of traders. And I'm going
Nice.
to ask my team to put also the not the real time as well, so you can actually see in real time who is top and get some inspiration.
Do you want to change the hashtag for today, Carlos?
Yeah. What do you want to do?
Hashtag AI.
Hashtag AI.
Yeah,
I like it.
make it AI.
All right. Hold on. Let me turn it on, guys. Give me a second.
Got to make sure people are paying attention, not just throwing in hashtag funded. You got to listen every day to
Right?
figure out what
Yeah. I gotta listen
the
in.
code word of the day is.
He had
One
another
second here.
$10,000 Francisco, I think he got, and he sent us a video and a picture as well. Like I don't
Oh,
know if you got
nice.
Carlos or not. Let me find friend. I have it actually, Francisco. Uh, so you give it. I'll send it to you.
Send it on Telegram. We could put it up.
Here we go. Now people are getting in the spirit. Hashtag AI coming through. There you go. You gonna let us know when you get the thing up and running there, Carlos?
It's up. It's up and running. Yeah.
It's running.
We
It's
got
running.
100,
Okay.
118 entries. Very nice.
Okay, and growing. Okay. It's not case sensitive, is it? I've always wondered about that.
No, no, it's not.
No.
If you just put the letters in,
Whatever.
it'll come right in. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, Carlos, I'm gonna actually send you to the picture of the latest Francesco Cardosa, and he also,
Nice.
I think, a testimonial as well. So let me send it to you as well. So if you want to share it to people, he
Oh,
did.
yeah.
This is the next $10,000 trader that we had.
Awesome. Downloading now. We'll put it up in a second here. Very cool.
We are making traders, and I love that. Like, we are really good at teaching people how to trade. We may not be really good at teaching people how to keep the money, but like, yeah, I think that's one thing that I think we have to work on, how to help people to,
Yeah.
the profit and risk management. But
Well, I think the funded account, that's where the funded account comes in, Andrew, to be honest. Because you got to wait the 90 days, right? The 3 months. And the idea is, keep the money. So the funded account, I think, helps a lot in that process.
that's why I also allow the people to sign up again for the funded accounts. I want to see, okay, you got $10,000. Can you do another time? So,
Right.
and I haven't seen anyone to get twice from me yet. So I want to see that.
Okay.
All right, so I know Thor is here with his beautiful shiny head, and I'm actually I'm handing it over to
Ball Brothers. Ball Brothers Unite.
For the record, that is what BBT actually stands for, is Ball Brothers Trading.
Ball Brothers Trading. That's right. That's right.
Oh,
Good stuff.
All right, Carlos, who's our winner for today?
Yeah, let's do it, guys. Here it is. It is happening. So we'll let that play out there. And
We need more Thor and Peter emojis. We'll get you more wins.
There you
Yeah.
go. That's right.
That might be
Put
fake
all the
news.
put all the Ball Brothers in here.
all right, we'll do this. You know what? Video's
Ball
downloaded.
Brothers.
I'll show you guys tomorrow the winner in the video. We'll do that tomorrow so everybody's here. We'll do it a little bit earlier. The
that'd be good.
pre-market. All right, for the winner today. Wow, 163 entries. That's a lot higher than what we usually get. Maybe people did not know how to spell the funded account when we're doing funded. AI is easier. Is that what it is? It's a lot.
Well, they probably
That's-
thought it was
I
caps
don't know.
sensitive.
People are putting it in like crazy here, so I see
That is a
they
lot.
must be
That is the highest we've
multiple
seen
times.
in a while. All right, friends, here we go. The winner for today is going to be Right Red or Reb
Peter.
1. Yeah, right, Reb 1. You are the winner, my friend. So congratulations. Send me an email, carlos@babetraders.com,
Okay.
and we'll get you guys a code. So congratulations. All right, we'll leave you with our good buddy
Beautiful.
Thor.
Hey,
Thor?
good buddy Thor. What's up?
Have a good one, buddy. Your on air light isn't on.
What? Well, I must
You're
not be
not
on
on
air
air.
then.
Oh,
It's
I
not
guess
happening.
not. I'm confused.
I'm now. So is my light. Hold on, wait. We can fix this.
Okay.
All right, Thor's going to fix that for us. It's kind of like the BBT sign
There
in
we
the
go.
back.
Yeah,
have it on.
exactly. It's like when Brian's, the BBT light's not on, and like I don't know what to do. It feels like we're not real. It's not real. Now he's a
Now it's
real
official.
trader.
Now it's official.
real trader. Now it's
I am
official.
actually
Yeah.
I'm on air. So where before I
Okay.
was not.
All right, then take it away.
Thank
All right,
you,
guys.
thank you, kind
Have a good
sir.
one.
I appreciate it.
Trade smart,
I like
everyone.
it. Spicy bunch today. This is fun. So also spicy is being my computer right now. So 1 second. I'm getting all of my chats and everything into the right spot. I want to pop this out so I can say hi to everybody and not have to look down. There we go. That's so much better. Now I see you all, marvelous people. All right, so yeah, my indicator's on. It's a trading view one. So it works. It's fun. So so I'm having a pretty boring day. I have no trades today, so it doesn't mean I'm not going to have trades, but I haven't had any today. just because nothing that I've been able to spot as far as a trade goes has fit the rule criteria. I really liked NQ. I really liked NQ today. But
Hey
was
Thor,
not
just
able to.
reshare your screen when you get a chance
Oh,
because we don't see it.
new screen. New screen. Coming at you. Hold on. Thank you, sir. There. Coming at you. Maybe. Happening. There we go. All right. Should be able to see it now. Are we good?
Yep, we got it.
Cool. All right. 1 second.
Tippity tap tap tippity tippity tap 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 tippity tap tap tap.
My daughter's therapist is about to head out with her, so I was making sure that that we had all that put together. So here's kind of what I'm looking at today that I was really liking is so NQ, I was looking for an S3 buy on this. And we did a really good exhaustion event here and we bounced. We just didn't quite get to the level for me. And since we've already kind of moved a little bit too high for me to actually call this with the system, I really wanted it to really be in the right spot before I actually like took it. So so I'm waiting now kind of to see if we come back down to S3 because right now we're still selling too much for me to go long, but I would rather be long because of the range we're in. So for now, I'm just waiting to see if we can get into, you know, a good area. And if we do, then, you know, we will have a party. So, but right now it looks like we're starting to sell again because we were selling earlier and now we kind of exhausted the sellers. So we came back up and now we've started selling again. So as of right now, the market is a sell. So there are no bottoms to be had so far in this one. So S and R is support and resistance, Michael. It's a great question. So basically anytime I'm above S4, right, I'm looking at this as being a support where I'm more apt to go long instead of short. Not that it's not a short, but what you'll see is this is actually a perfect example. It was a short, but it bounced all the way back up to here. That's because you're in a buying range. It's much easier to buy in this range than it is to sell in this range. So it's a little bit difficult to do, but sometimes it's actually easier just to wait for it to get down near this low level and then buy here. And you're going to get a better move overall throughout the course of the day. So what I'm going to be waiting for here is, you know, I'm not going to go very big if I take a position on this, but I wouldn't mind going long, like maybe like one contract of NQ down here around S3. If we can, but I need us to start buying first. No, well, the exhaustion wasn't enough because it didn't hit the level. If it had hit the level, then that would have been enough. But I didn't have, so I have very basic rule criteria to get in. One of them is it has to hit the level. So for me, it's not a trigger because I didn't hit the level, so I was missing an element, and I was exhausting, which was good. Ooh. Oh, I've been waiting all day for this one. All right, let's see if crude does it. I've been waiting for a trade on crude today. I think this is going to be my one shot maybe. Let's see what it looks like. We are exhausting too. That's exciting. I could maybe take like 3 contracts of crude at most. So it'd be a sell order, it'd be a market order. My stop loss would be ideally above 79.85. So that's like too much risk for 3 contracts. So I would have to go 2 contracts. And we'd go back to S4. So the idea would be it'd be short here, stop above the pink box. So I couldn't run a lot of contracts if I was going to take this. My target on this would be just a movement back to ATR high or R4, kind of fill this here. Now, why I like this is because we have bought very well, and then we pushed really high and overcooked our buyers. So this does look like this event here does look like this could be stopping volume. And then I see us push, and as we push, we offered a lot less volume as we pushed. So it could be a nice spot to pick up a top. So it's a good spot. It's 11:12, so always news on crude, my friend. Always news on crude. Crude can be rude, but it's an actual play. And it fits all the criteria. What news is coming out, Corey? I forget. So it'd be nice to see like a really big seller hit. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's the thing, right? That's why we're ripping right now, is because of all of that. So I'm always very confused with that. Maybe there's someone here that can educate me in more of the macroeconomics on that whole situation. For me, I always find the concept of importing and exporting very confusing. It's why I guess I'm not an economist. Like, most things, if you can make them nearer, are going to logistically be less expensive, right? So we 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 get our oil here and send it there, but we have lots of oil here. They have oil there that they send here, and they have lots of oil there. But do we not, and then we all pay taxes and tariffs and all this stuff on sending oil back and forth to each other. You know what I mean? Like for me, it inherently doesn't make like a ton of sense to me, like how that all works out cost wise for us at least, or for anybody. So I think that makes oil speculation very difficult, right? Because it's like the value of crude is very perceptionary, right? Like it's not really what its value is. It's right now it's going up because there's a perception of limited demand, right? So that's making it go up, right? So the oil isn't the same. Yeah, exactly. The oil isn't the same oil, different purities, obviously, different refining processes, right? Fracking versus like the good stuff. So, but right now, this is emotional. That's cool. Thank you. I like the education, Corey. So, I mean, no real good volume on the sell here, and we're still pushing. So, oil has been very high in the past. I mean, there's no reason it can't be again. NQ back to buying a little bit. Range day. The BTC call at S3? I don't think there was a... I just think it's like, I don't know. I think it's very complicated. So, and it's too complicated for me sometimes, or a lot of times. I didn't see a BTC call, so I don't, or at S3. So you must have a different configuration than what I'm using. Wow, look how low. We're almost at monthly support 4. I might look for a bounce. Monthly support 4 on this thing. Anything's possible. The market is not happy right now, you know? I mean, fear is a real thing. Yeah, Corey agreed. Well, you got to think too, if oil is strong, that's part of what's hurting industrials right now, right? A lot of logistics into industrials, a lot of fuel consumption. And right now, oil's going up like crazy. I like how we've offered lower here and we really couldn't bring in a lot of volume. That's interesting. Still looking for a buyer. Light selling. It's a great spot for a buyer. I see that. You see that buy come through right there, right at the S4? Let's see if we get a new 1-minute high here. That's interesting. We could run some really good risk on that. It'd be a really obvious spot. $20 seconds left on this candle. Yeah, YM and DIA. So watch the candle. So notice you have a ticker here on TradingView that shows you you got 10 seconds left in this 1 minute. And it's important to pay attention because they will represent these things very strongly and then make a decision right. Yeah. That's funny. You see how they did that? God, they make me laugh. See how they did that? Waited till the last 1 second and doink, and then doink. Right? That's so rude. So now, same thing here, right? It's only 20 seconds into this candle. So you can't get too crazy because this candle might look really strong right now, but it might not close strong, right? This is why it's really important to kind of stay focused on, like waiting for the candle to close and then make it achieve something in price, right? Like you would want to see a strong candle that closes and then makes a new high, right? So like an engulfing that then closes high and then you can make a new high with it. Based upon how we do this candle here. Depends on how we're going to close. But again, look at the timing. 40 seconds left in this candle. Like anything can happen right now. So try and make sure you're paying, like if you're going to go long, this is why you want a new 1 minute high, right? Or a reason to get long, right? I'm not going to take any trades today. I'm just done. CL was the only one I liked. And it overshot, and now it's just in a really weird spot. It's just nothing's lining up today. I actually like the YM long right here. I think the YM long could be like a really good time. So I just don't have a cam play for it, so I'm not going to take it. But I think industrials here, I think crude's going to peak. And we're already way outside of ATR low. We're already way under R6. Like we've really expanded really well. So I would expect to see some kind of a correction here back to like a mean on the day. So maybe something back to like where ATR low was calculated. You know what I mean? So I think we could get a bit of a pull here. But everything else was kind of just meh. We can't get a move back down to S3. I wouldn't mind buying NQ down here. Oh, here goes the bounce. Just saying. Oh, very. Like, it's very unlikely we go much further down than this. We're like well outside of our ATR lows. Like, I mean, at least on YM. NQ's got more downside. NQ could go down to, NQ could end the day down here. Like 24,740. We could go all the way down here on NQ today if we really wanted to. But it's a higher, wider range, though, so I wouldn't expect it. I actually, if this could come down and get into S3 a little bit, I would love to buy this thing right down here. But it just hasn't gotten there yet for me. I mean, if anything, it kind of, I mean, we are starting to buy a little bit, but yeah. How about RTY? I haven't looked at RTY for a while. Oh, you were a good sell. Oh, hey, you never know. We could get an S6 long on this thing in a little bit. You're very good at knowing when to stay out. I've had pretty bad week trying to square. Yeah, it's a thing, right? It's one of the things. This is what's really difficult, Alex. And maybe we can talk about that just ever so slightly. One of the things that I really kind of, how do I say this right? Hold on. Let me package it. One of the issues with the concept of day trading is people confuse, when people think of day trading, they confuse a a time frame with a job description. Does that make sense? Like you confuse a time frame with a job description. So what I mean by that is you think because you are a day trader, that means you need to trade every day. But that's not the occupation of day trading. Day trading is a time frame like as in Eastern Standard Time. Right? You trade during the day, not every day. And this is a really big issue for a lot of people who don't really even know. Like I know a few guys that are institutional traders, for instance, that work for really big firms, kind of like the show Billions, right? But these guys spend days, weeks, even months researching companies for very specific opportunities that they look to take advantage of. Right. So they can go very long periods of time without making any money to make all of their money in like a handful of days. Right. The other thing you have to understand too is how winning and losing works over the course of years, not days. So one of the comparisons I give to this is I was having I don't know how many of you have raised children. My son is 14 now, which is amazing. And as I was talking to him as a 14-year-old, I realized that him and I are closer in age than we ever have been before. And the older he gets and the older I get, the closer we get in age, even though we're both aging 1 year at a time. Right. And the point is because like when he's 20, right, he will have lived a larger percentage of my life. Right. So we're actually aging together in this context. Right. So, but your experience ages kind of in a similar way. Right. For you, because most of you have only been trading for a couple of years. Right. Whenever you take 5 losses in a row or 6 losses in a row, this seems like an immense amount of loss. Right. But you don't realize that over the course of days, weeks, years, right, your losses and wins aren't going to group up together. Right. You're going to have certain times where for like maybe 2 weeks, you're going to have Midas touch and you're going to win multiple trades in a row and make good money. But then you're going to have a month or a month and a half where it doesn't line up as well. Right. So what's important is through the down periods, you can't develop a bunch of crappy habits because you get so thrown off by not making money that you then deviate. And then when everything starts working, you don't make the money when it works. Right. So it's just kind of the way I look at it there. The more journal I see my trades operate in a Pareto principle is great here, right? Some wins, some losses, 20%, 80%. So I find my hit rate actually to revolve somewhere between 40 and 60%, right? But my profit rate on my average winner is somewhere around 7 to 8R, right? So I can easily have half of my trade be losers and make way more money than I was making, right? So for me, that's kind of the important part there, right? Is it's how much money can I make, in when I win. So I'm not really focused on how much money I make when I lose. There's a certain amount I can lose, right? A maximum, around $1,000 is the most I want to lose on any one trade. But I don't have to make 3,000 or 4,000. I'm happy to make 9,000, 7,000, 20,000, like whatever I'm going to make on that trade, I'll take it. You know what I mean? I've had $1,000 trade turn into a 15 grand trade, right? And that was amazing, right? But if I'd have partialed it or done a whole bunch of other things with it, it wouldn't have made it, right? But I had to lose a lot of trades to get to that trade. So it really kind of depends on it. What is your opinion on trading options versus futures? Which one is more safer? I would say futures. I think options are by far the most dangerous product available. And they're dangerous for a couple of ways. One, you get great leverage for not a lot of money. So you can make good money on options with a relatively small account. So the barrier to entry financially is not very high. However, the barrier to efficacy and competency is extremely wide. Like, I'm so sorry. I've tried to learn options. I worked as a support person for an options trading platform. I still barely understand all of the different stuff in options. Like, if you're going to trade options, you need to like really get into this crap, and you're going to really need to learn it and study it and all of this different stuff. And it's a whole different thing, right? So yeah, that's just me on the options. Um, also options, because of their decay, I think are also very difficult to trade as a day trader. So you have to be very careful when we're talking about decay. So what I'm talking about there, what I call it with like people I'm working with, is it's called like the burn time. Right. So what I mean by the burn time is like as long as you are in the position, right, and it's moving laterally, because like if you're playing 0 DTE, for instance, right, the longer you sit stationary, the less money you're making. Right. So that makes it inherently trickier to trade it, because you can't just wait for it to consolidate. You basically, if it stops moving, you just get out of the dang thing. You know what I mean? So, but now I think options, if you really take the time to learn them and study them and do all the different things, I certainly believe that options do offer that ability to make really good money, and you can hedge with them, and you can do all kinds of, you can run spreads with them. Like, if you take the time to learn them, I think they're great. Yeah, look at CL. See what I mean? So it exhausted, and then it pushed up, but it didn't make higher volume when it pushed up. It struggled, and then we got the sell, and there's our sell right there. Boom, we started selling right there. I'd love to be short somewhere right in here. Stop above the high. That's pretty. All right, let's see what YM does. I told you we were looking for a bounce here on YM too. Nope, just Camarias. It all lines up. So higher narrow range. So this can easily go back to S6, maybe even back to S4 if it rallied. Where's the thing? There we go. All right. Wow, look at that drop there. Let's go back to crude. I like that crude is now offering R6 from the underneath. It's pretty fun, right? I like how we're pulling back into the underneath of R6 here. And we wicked it, and we're coming right into the selling. How many trades do you think you can take on average? I wouldn't want to take more than 1 or 2. I think your goal as a day trader, kind of going right back into it, I think when you're talking about your goal, a lot of people think that they're going to get to money in trading by trading lots of trades, and that is not going to be how you're going to get to money in trading. You're going to get money in trading by utilizing your leverage properly, right? So isolating 1 or 2 good opportunities daily, trying them, and then stopping. What you will notice is the vast majority of days, all of you, I kind of not dare you. I think dare you is the wrong word, but I kind of encourage you. I kind of encourage you to take a look at your stats, right? And then look at your big so while your big losing days are always whenever you're heavily trading, and your big winning days are never when you're heavily trading. Like, and I'm using really extreme words there. I'm saying never. Like, you'll notice your good days when you win, it's your wins are in your first trade or 2. So what you start to realize is if I would just stop trading after 1 or 2 trades, my losing days would be so much smaller, and my winning days would be exactly the same. Right? It's interesting to say your future is safer. Why? So Sean, question: Why would your statement make what I'm trading dangerous? Because I didn't say they had a higher risk, like P&L wise. I said they were more dangerous to trade. So, but they're not dangerous because of the money, right? Mine aren't dangerous because of the money. Mine fits my risk, right? So as long as my risk metrics are being fed, the reason why options are dangerous is because you can really get torn up with options, right? You don't always get filled in options where you want to get filled, right? And if they move against you in a way that's unexpected, you have exponential risk against you in ways that are very, very dangerous. And you can do it on very small accounts, right? So you can say something. No, I'm inherently saying they're more dangerous. If you do not understand the complications of trading options, you can have significantly more downside than upside if you're not positioning yourself correctly in options, right? So you can be holding a position all day and have it not make you any money, but if it had moved against you even just a little bit, you would have lost your butt, right? So they're very complicated, and the complexity makes them more dangerous. You have to really know your stuff. You have to take the time to understand options. But not really. Futures are like equities, right? Futures, you go in there, all you do is figure out how many contracts I have to take in the stop level where you're getting out. If I can take 2 contracts every time it moves a tick, I lose a certain amount of money per tick, right? This is where I'm going to get out. This is where I'm going to get in. It's simple, right? And in complexity, and it's inherently more dangerous. But you can also make options in certain ways safer, right? You can, in options, right, take in options and run spreads against each other and do all kinds of stuff to say, I'm going to take profit if it goes one way or the other. I'm just saying they're significantly more complex, right? And complexity for me is danger, right? For me, if something is complex in the market, it is inherently dangerous, right? I don't want complexity. I want simplicity, right? I want to be able to sit down. I want to be able to pull up my cell phone. I want to be able to hit a button. I want to be in a position. I want to hit another button. I want to be out. If I feel like I have to sit down with air traffic control here, you know what I mean? Then I'm kind of in a different game. You know what I mean? Like it's all of those things. But I mean, I'm with you. I know what angle you're coming at from also. So, but I do what, and I think I say this also from the experience of having worked with, I think at this point in time, I've probably worked individually one-on-one with maybe 500 to 600 individual people. Quite a few of them traded options. And there was a reoccurring horror story I heard over and over again amongst traders that I were working with that started off trading options. And that was all of them like really ripped their accounts apart with them. Like, they came in with $100,000 and they thought they were risking a little amount of money, but because they just didn't really understand how options work, they ended up really putting themselves at risk and ended up losing a significant amount of money. But on futures and even equities, I think that the barrier to entry knowledge-wise is less. Because of that, I think they're inherently less dangerous, right? So, well, options can get you rich quick, but anything that can get you rich quick can get you broke quick, right? Yeah, exactly, Days. TradingView, actually. I love TradingView. It works great with IBKR. So, I mean, I'm not surprised, Oz. I just think, I think too with equities and futures, there's not exponential downside. You know what I mean? Again, if I take two contracts and those two contracts start to sell, the further they go down, the more money I lose. But it's, like right now, if I was to take two contracts of crude, every time it ticks, it's $20. It's 10 bucks a contract. Right. So if it takes 3 ticks, I'm up $60. Right. But if it goes down 300 ticks, I know exactly how much that's going to be. With options, it was always so hard for me to figure out in the chain and to do this. And, maybe I'm just not smart. I think maybe I'm just not smart. So, and I think maybe Kidda, that's kind of where I'm coming at that one too. Right. So when you're talking about that game, right? Like it's expert level tier. But imagine playing a video game, right? And you played the video game, and when they bring the video game out, they say, okay, if you're a beginner, we're going to put you at advanced, and if you're advanced, we're going to put you in beginner. You know what I mean? It would be like, what? You know what I mean? The attrition would be insane. And that's kind of what happens with options, right? Because you can trade options without meeting PDT. Meeting PDT kind of inherently adds some value to the process, right? You have to buy into the video game, but if you can come in for quarters instead of dollars, but have the same kind of risk, you kind of like feel safer about it. But then there's this nasty allure when it comes to trading, and you have to be really careful with it. And it's greed. Greed in trading is like a crazy one, right? Because when you start making money, it doesn't taste as good anymore. You know what I mean? Like it's really fun when you make your first $50 trading, but as soon as you make that first $50, making $50 no longer tastes good. And then you make your first 100 and then it doesn't taste good. Like making 100 day after day, it's like eating the same meal day after day. Like the first time you eat it tastes good, but you always want a better meal. You always want more dopamine. You always want like more like wow in trading. Yeah, you never get the same level of euphoria, right? You never get that oxytocin, the dopamine. I was listening to a book the other day, and it was talking about this experiment that was done on mice, and that experiment was an experiment done on they gave them a dopamine inhibitor, and the mice, after the course of like a week or so, graphic, I'm sorry, but they all died. Right? They had so little dopamine that they actually like just decided, you know what, eating doesn't even seem worth it anymore. Right? And then so they didn't. Right? There's food everywhere, and they were just like, fine, I don't need to eat. right? So, but we're no better. You know what I mean? So, but every time you get the 50, the 100, the 150, it's like you've had the great meal and now the dopamine's gone. You know, and that's a tough place to be, because all of a sudden you're just like, oh man, I'm not, you know, it's like you're almost like not hungry at the same. It's so weird. But anyway, and what happens in trading is when you start put, I don't know if I have a real opinion on which prop firm is best. For trading stocks, and you want proprietary, I would look at, if you're looking for a funded, then Bearable Traders, tradingterminal.com has a really good one. I don't know if I have an opinion for a proprietary that I would be willing to say. But there's like there's some like trade the pool kind of places and stuff like that that maybe have some, but I really can't endorse them because I don't have much experience with them. I've just heard them. But I think if you're looking for like to learn trading and you want to use like a funded broker, then the one Andrew put together is hands down, the way to go. So so yeah, so you just really don't have any of the dopamine. You know what I mean? So, but with trading, it's really difficult because that kind of same thing happens in your trading, right? So you kind of get to it, and then all of a sudden you're realizing you're making a grand, but that grand doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel good, right? Or 2 grand doesn't work well, or 3 grand, and all of a sudden it's just like you're just constantly wanting to push and push and push. And then I think this gets a lot of people into trouble, but especially even at the newer level, right? Because that sets on fast. You know what I mean? You start getting these kind of issues like pretty quick, right? So yeah. Shifting mindset to I showed up today and was able to derive something from the market instead of reaching for something else. Yeah, I like that. I think the whole thing, and kind of we were like circling back in, is um when we're kind of circling back, oh, big seller there on crude. As we're kind of circling back into the whole thing, you know what I mean? It's just like trading is really hard because of that. The more you get to be a day trader and you move away from the thought that because I'm a day trader, I have to get trades every day, rather than because I'm a day trader, I trade within the time frame of the day, right? That really helps a lot, right? But it's one of the things that really comes in that people really, really struggle with, right? Is that you think production meets profit, and trading's just not like that. It's unfortunately, I mean, it would be better if it was maybe, but it's not. Being very picky and hyper aware, and taking time, taking just a few trades a day and being able to make good money on those trades is by far what I have found through my working with many traders to be the most consistent way for them to make money. So many people um, just spend so much money learning to trade, and it's really just not. Um, so if you when you're learning to trade, I want to be kind of, as I am maybe at times too brutally honest on this channel. One of the things that I've really started to realize in my journey, right? Because we're I'm not quite 10 years into being a trader, but I'm getting closer and closer. One of the things I realized within that journey is that I thought that I was, and remember, this is my journey. This doesn't mean this is going to be your journey. I'm just giving you my journey. And maybe if you see my journey, you'll say, okay, well, at least I know to turn left instead of right. But what I found in my journey specifically is that I thought I was going to make money by becoming a really good technician, trader, price action, all of these other things. And what I found out was becoming a good trader was really just more a self-discovery process on how I execute and can I do that regularly. It really didn't have anything to do about all of those different things, getting all of the trades, getting all of these different things. Where I started making money was when I started having money. Like money makes money in the market. And that was what I really missed in the beginning. In the beginning, I genuinely thought like when I came in with my first $30,000 that I was going to take that $30,000 and I was going to be able to utilize that $30,000 and start making, you know, $1,000 a day, $1,500 a day. And then you go back and think about it, and you're like, wow, what a like, now that I'm this far into trading, I go back and think about it and I go, wow, that was like such an unreasonable expectation. But I'm sure there's many of you here that maybe have that expectation now. And you're thinking, but yeah, but $30,000 is a lot of money. Not in the market. Like not in the market. It's not. But you should have a reasonable expectation of being able to generate about, if you're trading well, a percent of your account on average every day at most should be your expectation, right? So if you have a $30,000 account, you should never risk more than a percent of your account, right? So if you're taking 3 trades, right, a day, at most 4 trades, that means you can't take any more than like maybe $80 to $100 a trade, right? And you're going to hope with one of those trades work that trade's going to make a percent, right? Maybe a little more, maybe a little less, but never more than basically a percent, right? And now if you can get good at that to where you're averaging out every day a percent or two a day, you're like, wait a minute, that's not very much money. It isn't. What if it's a $300,000 account? Is that percent of 2 a day no longer valuable? Right? No, now you're talking $1,000 to $2,000 a day, right? Your account size matters. Sorry, folks. Size matters. You know what I mean? So if you do not have that kind of account structure that supports that, you should be looking to figure out how to get that account structure, right? If you really want to be a day trader, you need the right tools, right? One of those is enough buying power to really do what you want to do. So either have the right expectations for the bank that you have, right? I have a $50,000 account. Well, if it's a $50,000 account, you really should not be risking more than $500 a day with the hope of making around $500 a day, right? So within 1 or 2, so you're going to only average like 1% of your account a day off of that account, right? So, but if you can average the 1% a day, again, what happens when it's not 50,000, it's 500,000. Now it's $5,000 a day. You know what I mean? Don't try and think about becoming a day trader and then making money by having trades that net you 8% on your account, 5% on your account. I think that's what gets inherently dangerous about options trading, is I think a lot of people in options are looking for those big percentage moves. Like I want to get 3% on my account, 4%. So they trade with $5,000, but they're going for like 10% of their account. So it's really important, like it's kind of like what used to happen with low float players a lot, right? Because you could get extreme price movement out of these low floats. People would leverage a small account into them, but then they would blow up their small accounts, right? So you don't ever want runs. You just want appropriately hit trades, right? I think base hits every day are good. It just depends on the size of the bat you're swinging, right? If you have a $300,000 bat, then your base hit's going to be $3,000, right? If you have a $30,000 bat, then your base hit's going to be $300, right? It's very important you have a proper percentage breakdown, right? So if you profitable over weeks, months, years, right? That's the thing. And what you're really going to have a lot of trouble with is being profitable over years stinks because you go through periods of drawdown, right? That is outside of that. You know, you have 6 days, 7 days, 2 weeks in a row where you're losing a lot of trades in the 2 weeks. A newer trader will get very nervous and start switching strategies instantly. And then when everything lines back up, now they're losing even when stuff is working because they've developed the bad habits. A seasoned trader will just sit in the discomfort of this down period, knowing that their strategy has worked for a long time and it will work again, right? Where do you get the knowledge from? So most of my knowledge is actually directly experience based. So I really don't have very many books. I mean, I've read a lot of books: Jesse Livermore, Wyckoff, Richard Dalton, Humphrey Neal, you know, Anna Cooling, you know, most of the stuff in the BBT house. You know, I've read lots of books, but so I learned about my market making and that kind of stuff and the knowledge from market movement from the NYSE. I go to the NYSE like maybe once a year. And one of the advantages to going there is I've made some really nice relationships with some people that are there. You know what I mean? So I've gotten to learn a lot from it just from firsthand knowledge. Like for instance, you can see this is one of my books. This is my book. So somewhere in here I have a oh well, I won't bore you with it. But there's a picture here of you know, of me on the NYSE and but hanging out with the Einstein of Wall Street and stuff like that. So so anyway, so the vast majority of the knowledge I'm giving you is firsthand. So I'm not book learned. So I think too many people speak from the knowledge they've learned in books, and I think because of that you have a lot of repeated misinformation. So it kind of like with my partner in crime, Dr. V, you know, which I want to collect some questions for next Wednesday. So coming into next Wednesday's session when she's back with us, I'd like to already have some questions in place for that. So maybe tomorrow, for anyone who comes back in tomorrow, we're going to collect questions for Dr. V, I think, so we can have maybe a little bit more engagement on those. You know, one of the things like with Dr. V, for instance, my partner, is that she is an actual licensed PhD that's licensed in behavioral therapy, who has a degree, you know, a PhD in, you know, these things, who has spent 10 years, you know, doing neurobiological studies, right? So when she talks about behavioral therapy and things that happen with your mind, I believe what she says because she's got the credential behind it. I would not be willing to let just about anybody else that's out there really poke around because many people are, you know, what I would consider to be coaches. You know what I mean? Like me, for instance. Like I'm certainly here to teach you how the technique and how to be a good performer because I can do those things. But if you're having trouble like pushing the button when I tell you to push the button, that's outside of my expertise, right? I'm just going to tell you to push the button and then give you some stories about what helps me push the button, right? But I'm not going to try and really advise you on how you or what you should do to push the button better. You know what I mean? That's kind of getting into someone else's thing. So all right, everybody. It is the end of today's session. I hope everyone enjoyed it. Don't forget thumbs up, likes, all of those different things. If you have any questions, you can always find me, Thor@bearbulletraders.com. You can also find me on my social media, Instagram @ThorYoungMA, as well as X @ThorYoung. So come by anytime, say hi to me, and keep it green, people.